Live, episode 55. Yeah, guys, we still exist. I know we weren't here last week. As you guys may or may not know, those of you who may have seen my posts, I was on vacation, so sorry about that. There was a lot of exciting stuff last week, so it sucked that we had to miss that one, but that's okay. We're here today. There's a lot of really cool stuff that got teased and announced this past week or so I'm really excited to talk about it, and some releases as well. So can't wait to check everything out with you guys. But real quick, before we get started and say what's up to everybody in the chat, I want to say what's up to Lane Kramer, the awesome Lane, the Midnight Collector. Lane, thank you so much for being here as always. It's great to have you, and I can't wait to talk to you, especially about Moon Knight. Guys, I don't know about you guys. I think a lot of people are excited about Moon Knight. I don't know.
The funny thing is, it's much easier to talk about figures you know that you spent money on.
That is true.
So you have your fingers crossed that you're like, this is going to, if nothing more, we're talking ourselves into excitement because we're like, I hope I'm going to be excited. I hope I'm going to be excited.
That is true. And you could see that, right? I'm sure the people in the chat can see that too. And we're talking about figures. You could tell which ones we're buying and we're not. You guys probably look at me, you're like, wow, he's excited about everything.
But hey, I do have to say one thing, though, just before you get to the Hot Toys Nightmare and stuff like that, since you guys always, of course, have 50 figures behind him. I have a certain Scarlet Witch here. Showing off and stuff like I know it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, there's almost a mirror, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, she's like splitting.
Yeah, there's two of her, man.
And he's gone.
I guess Scarlet Witch put some magic spells on Lane. There he is. He's back. I heard the click.
Yeah. So I'm going to another mention. So everybody in chat, make sure this is to quote the Godfather, as he would say, pimping ain't easy, so I'm pimping out here. Everybody go check out, because the Hot Toys Hotline just earlier today posted up his review of the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, look at me, Lane. I still do videos. Thank you, Lane.
Yes, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't, everybody in chat. I know he would appreciate it. He does a very nice breakdown on this figure, which is, we both would probably have the same conclusion. It's a solid figure.
Yeah,
maybe not the best figure. It has a few shortcomings to it, just because it's older, I guess, even in comparison when it was announced, but overall solid figure. So make sure you go check that out today.
And in stock at Sideshow now. Thank you, man. And thank you, Lane. I appreciate that. But yeah, Lane, I love that figure, and I had a lot of fun reviewing it. And guys, I'm so sorry it took me so long to do some more videos, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoy them when you get a chance to check it out.
I think we both agree. It's probably got one of the better K. It is hard sometimes to adjust. This is the same company that gave us that K with F and Moff Gideon.
I know.
And how for posing, and you're like...
Speaking of Moff Gideon, mine just fell over when I was doing some unboxings yesterday. I knocked him right on his ass. But before we get too into it, I also want to say what's up to Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare. Sean, thank you so much for being here, dude. It's great to have you, and I'm very excited to talk about all the stuff this week. There's one thing, a third-party figure in particular, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on, because I think it's something that you might end up picking up, if you haven't already, if you haven't already pre-ordered it. But great to have you here as always, Sean.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. I may not be as energetic as Lane, the Midnight Collector Kramer, but I'm here for all of you.
Well, hey, I'm excited because I finally have furniture I've been waiting 4 months to get delivered tomorrow, and I'm off from work, so I have a double dose of happy juice.
There you go.
Yeah,
I have a lot of happy juice because I got a lot of stuff that came in this week. I'm completely buried in Hot Toys as we speak. Guys, I got a pretty big box this week, the DeLorean. So my DeLorean is here as well, so I got a lot of stuff this week. Yeah, so
I finally got my Cyborg.
Sean got his Cyborg. I don't know if you guys knew there was a Cyborg saga. Sean day one pre-ordered his. I ordered mine the moment it went in stock, thanks to Matt letting me know. And mine shipped before Sean's. It was just so, and it happened with Ryan as well. It's so crazy, man. But I'm glad you finally got it. It's a great figure.
If you didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. I think he said Sideshow is your buddy. Is that? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. Sideshow's like my pal and everything. Sideshow goes on walks with me.
He's like that old my buddy.
They meet me at the swimming pool. They take my lunch money because I'm spending it on toys, and then when I get my toys back, it's all.
And then don't forget, now they take also your tax refund and your bonus and everything else.
Everything, a little bit of everything. But guys, let's say what's up to some people in the chat, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Do it.
We got Insane One. It's always great to have you here. One of our great moderators. I think all of our great moderators are here tonight. We're gonna shout everybody out, but thank you so much, Insane One, for being here. Very much appreciate you being here, bro, as always. Eddie Rodriguez says, finally, Hot Toys Hotline is back. Yeah, guys, I kind of came in strong back this week, right? You guys are probably thinking, like, this guy hasn't uploaded a video in 2 months. Where's he been? He took off streaming last week. Well, here I am, guys, 2 reviews already, and it's only Thursday for this week, and we're live, so great week for the channel. So great to have you all here, and thank you so much for being here, as always, Eddie. I very much appreciate you, my friend. And Matt is here, another one of our great moderators. Matt says, Moon Knight. Yes. Guys, I mean, Moon Knight, we're going to start right off the bat with Moon Knight, so I can't wait to talk about Moon Knight because Hot Toys killed that one, guys, and I can't wait to take a look at it with you all because I'm very excited because I have not spoiled it for myself. I didn't look through all of the photos or watch the video that we're going to watch with an unboxing of Moon Knight, courtesy of MRC, so I'm really excited to take a look at it. Another one of our great moderators, Payton, is here. What's up, Payton? Payton says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Payton. Always awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, we have 12-inch Moose Stream here. Thank you so much for being here. Moose says, hello, community of collectors. Hello to you. Great to have you here, as always. Good evening. And Eddie also says, I hope you had a good vacation. I did. Thank you so much, dude. It was a short one, but it was long overdue, I think. Let's see. We also have Blue Tattoo here. What's up, Blue? Hope you're doing well, bro. Always great to have you here. Great to see you in the chat. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts on some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight because I'm sure you have some opinions on some of these great announcements and releases. Boba Fettuccini is in the house. What's up, Boba? Boba saying what's up to everybody. He says, what's up, fellow people? It's a great time to collect. Bring on the Moon Knight. Guys, a lot of you may have thought, like, do people still care about the Moon Knight? I think it's pretty obvious that they do. It's so exciting to see how many people are still hyped about that Moon Knight because you guys know what happens. Some of those show figures people just kind of forget about. They just kind of stop talking about them. But this one, I think, turned out so good. A lot of people are really excited for it. So it's so great to see that. We got Ty in the house. Ty says, hey, what's up, Ty? Always great to have you here. Great to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Excuse me. Loco Lou. Loco says, what's poppin', people? What's up, Lou? I hope you're doing well, man. Great to have you here, as always. I'm excited to hear your thoughts, especially, Lou, on the Spider-Man. Very curious to hear your thoughts once we talk about those updates to that Spider-Man. And yes, if you haven't already, guys, wise words spoken, hit the like button because you know you're gonna. Very much appreciate that, dude. OG fan, another one of our great moderators saying hello to everyone. What's up, OG? Always great to have you here, bro. Can't wait to talk about some of these figures with you. Tom is here. What's up, Tom? I hope you're doing well, Tom. Great to have you here, my friend. Let's see. Control-Alt-Delete is here. What's up, Control-Alt-Delete? Great to have you here, dude. You didn't start with your normal, like, oh, I almost wasn't, I almost didn't make it on time. That's your signature, dude. You got to say that every time you join. But it's great to have you here, as always, dude. What's up, Mike? I was just talking to Mike earlier. Mike and I chat periodically. Mike just got some really cool stuff in. So congrats on that, Mike. And I'm glad to hear that you're keeping what you purchased. You know what I'm talking about. But great to have you here, as always, bro. Let's see. FBJ says, what's good, y'all? What's up, FBJ? Always great to have you here, dude. FBJ, I'm feeling like you this week because I got a lot of stuff in, and I know you're one of those guys that buys a lot of stuff like I do, so I'm feeling like FBJ this week. Let's see, who else we got? Kaiju Daddy is in here. What's up, Kaiju? Always awesome to have you here, bro. Kaiju, guys, if you haven't already, check out his channel. Kaiju does some really cool stuff. I love his little shop tours that he does. Really, really cool videos. You have to check him out. He gets very in-depth, and I love the voiceovers and stuff that he does. Really, really cool. So check out his channel if you haven't already. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Sorry, guys. As always, if I miss anyone, as you guys are chatting, I'll try to hit your comments. I did see Sluggin16. There he is. Sluggin16 says, good evening, Connor and fellow collectors. Good evening to you, my friend. Always awesome to have you here, bro. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having fun on Street Fighter 6. Let's see. Christmas in June. Yes, it is Christmas in June. Mark Palmer is here. What's up, Mark? I hope you're doing well. Mark, I always remember you.
Hey, Mark just had a birthday, too.
Well, happy birthday, Mark. Guys, if you
Happy
could in the
birthday,
chat,
Mark.
please.
Let's all sing him happy birthday right now.
Happy birthday to Mark.
You.
Happy
Birthday
birthday to Mark.
you.
Break it down, man. Happy
dear
birthday.
Mark Palmer. Happy birthday to Mark.
You.
There you go, Mark. Happy birthday to you, dude. And everybody in the chat, say happy birthday to Mark. It's a special day the other day. CSI's got jokes, dude. He said, hello, Cold Toys, Cold. I know, dude. I've been slacking, but I came back strong this week. I'm the hotline again, right? You got to give me that. I'm the hotline again. Okay, Lane, you're not even gonna give me that, Lane. Come on, dude. Supposed to have my back.
We'll give you the medium.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Maybe I got to earn the Hot Toys hotline back.
Yeah.
Kaiju says, just got my invoice from Kit for Batman and Robin 66. Nice, dude. I got mine through Giant Toy. I'm hoping to get my invoice sooner than later. Although the amount of invoices I got this week, maybe I shouldn't, because I think there's more coming. But yeah. But thanks for letting us know that, dude. That's good to know that the figures are shipping out, because I'm really excited to check that out. Summers fan, what's up, Summers? I saw you commented on my video earlier. What's up, dude? I hope you're doing well. He says, yo, what up, man? What's up, dude? Not much, man. We're just hanging out, talking about figures. Can't wait to discuss some of these figures here. Eclectic Collector is here saying, what's up, everyone? What's up, Eclectic? Always great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Violet's here. What's up, Violet? Always great to have you here, guys. Check out, I always try to get this right, Violet's Vibrant Coloring on Instagram. She does really cool stuff. If you want her to color some cool pictures that you find on the internet that she's able to color, hit up Violet. She'll do it for you. She does really cool stuff. Let's see. Loco says, I'm glad 2099 got the update. We all had complaints about that Spider-Man 29. They better go with the Scarlet Spider, Miles Morales Hispanic suit. Yeah, dude. And we're going to talk about it in depth, but yeah, that'd be really dope if they do. Let's go. Look who's here, CMB. CMB, I didn't know if you were coming in, dude, but I'm so glad that you're here, because we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. And I'm really glad that you're here, because you know we're going to talk about that one third-party figure that you and I were talking about the other day. So I'm excited to have you here to talk about that.
Cool. Yeah, sorry. Late start to dinner.
It's all good, dude. Chris will be filtering in here soon enough. He actually got off early this time, so don't worry, guys. We'll have our favorite UPS guy here as well. But
you know what that means, right? That means someone's not getting their Hot Toys tonight.
So yeah, maybe he cut it off early. Maybe somebody's DeLorean's not getting delivered. Ghostbusters Plus Collectors here. What's up, dude? I hope you're doing well. Great to have you here, man. And Mark said, thank you, everybody, for the birthday. Yeah, you guys are too kind. I appreciate you doing that for Mark. Yomo's here. What's up, Yomo? Great to have you here, man. Tony is here. Tony says, hello, fellow little people collector. We are collecting little people. That is true. What's up, Tony? Great to have you here, man. Yeah, we are the Backstreet. I thought that was pretty beautiful, Sean. I thought that was a pretty good performance, considering it was on the spot, you know. I think.
Well, if you guys want me to sing again, just put in the chat that you want me to sing and I'll do it.
You guys got to give a super chat if you want Sean to sing. That's a lot of effort, you know. It's a lot. And Sean already told you in the beginning, he's got less energy today, not as much as Lane. So, but guys, we're gonna get into it again. If I missed anybody as you guys are chatting,
wait a second. When did I say I have less energy?
You said Lane was topping you in energy. That's what you said. You said he had more energy than you today. Lane, help me out here. Did he say that at some point? Or am I hearing things? Lane's muted. But anyways.
I said I don't express as much energy.
Okay. I was close enough. But yeah, Sean said he doesn't express as much energy.
He's got less energy because he's in a later time zone. It travels slower.
That's true.
Wow.
Time moves slower in Sean land. But guys, we're going to get right into it. It's so weird having Sean second place in the line. I'm so used to Sean being at the very bottom. He hit the lottery today with the camera selection. But here we go, guys. The Moon Knight figure. A lot of people are talking about this. And guys, I got to be honest with you. I think he looks fantastic. If we're talking about very little degradation from the prototype to the final product, in terms of what I see here on the screen, I think he looks really, really good. Again, I haven't watched the unboxing video that we're going to check out in a little bit, but I mean, the amount of detail that you see in this suit and all the little cracks and crevices, it just looks really, really good. And I know some people were talking about, oh, even Moon Knight has boobs. Like they were comparing it to Shang-Chi. This is accurate to the show. He did have like a musculature under the suit. You could see it in the show. So I'm not going to give you guys credit on that one. I think he looks really, really good. I'm very surprised too at how seamless everything looks. I'm surprised by this figure because they were able to kind of mix these different elements to where they didn't have to do those ugly showing joints to where a lot of people are off put by that. I think he looks really good, man. And not only that, I think the shining star for this figure is the cape. I think a lot of people are looking at this cape and they're like, Hot Toys, you better keep doing this with the cape. Because this is like what you would expect from like a custom cape, right, guys?
Well, I mean, it's got, 4 different wires in it? And I was just like, wait, what? Like, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I mean, they really went all out. And I don't know if it's just because we see so many scenes with this character where that cape is kind of blasted out. But maybe they're turning over a new leaf. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up because, not everything has wiring from Hot Toys, but yeah, dude, like Lane was saying too, 4 wires in the cape, that's huge. I mean, that makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to different poses that you can make and kind of holding those poses better. That's really awesome in my opinion, and I'm really glad that they decided to do that. And what's up, by the way, HG? I hope you're doing well, man. Great to see you here. Me personally, guys, I really love the pose where he has the little moon. Cigars, you probably know the proper term for those little like moon throwing stars that he has. I don't know the exact name for them, but I love that look. It almost kind of looks like bear claws when he has them all in his hand. But I definitely want to pose him with those personally because I just think it looks so good, man. I think the only downside, guys, is I wish this had a. I mean, we knew this before when we pre-ordered the figure, but I wish this was USB powered just because obviously those eyes are very very intrinsic to this design. But other than that, I mean. I really have no complaints. Of course, without having it in hand, I just think overall he looks pretty fantastic. And if you guys are curious, we always like to let you guys know if we're getting it or not. I am picking this up. I do have it on order. I got mine through Off the Racks. But I will be getting this guy. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here in the final product photos. And that's all I really have to say about it. It looks fantastic. It would have been great if we could get a head sculpt for this guy. Obviously, we didn't end up getting a head sculpt, but it's all right because we have those third-party options for Mr. Knight. So that makes me feel a little bit better about that. But Sean, when you're looking at this Moon Knight, dude, what are your thoughts? And is this a figure you're going to end up picking up?
I think they did a great job. I was concerned about the material and what the length of articulation would be for it. It seems to be a lot better than what I thought it would be. However, there is still some limitation that you have with it. And it's just like any other figure, finding the right pose that you're going to want to do for it. I'm not sure what the material is around the elbow section of it.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a close-up.
But that's kind of a little concern about how long you can keep it in the pose without it cracking or thinning out. So I've seen some reviews on it, and I'm still not sure on that material. However, the chest piece looks great. The head,
Detail, man.
along with the cape. The hood looks great. His weapons are good. The crescent that goes on the display stand is made out of styrofoam.
Yeah, that's typical.
That's
Hot
kind of
Toys
difficult.
fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
CSI Sean says it's a rubber suit. You can see it crease in the arm bends.
Yeah. So that's my concern because some of the poses I wanted to do with this were going to be bent.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, though, appearance-wise, it's an 8 out of 10 for appearance-wise. I would rather have it USB powered, or if they find a way to just use some type of bright paint to go with the eyes, because not having that constantly powered up, and unfortunately the way the size is for the batteries, they'll never stay charged for very long.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's setting Hot Toys back, is they're not evolving.
Yeah, it's a lack of consistency with stuff like that is what it is.
You know, it should be across the board.
Yeah.
It's, once they did it with the first Iron Man, when they did the Iron Man Mark 1 in diecast, they figured out a way to put that in USB power. As far as I'm concerned, every Iron Man from now on should now be USB powered. They've already proven they can do it.
I agree. Sorry, Sean. I'm just a little taken back because we have Collecting Madness here, but I don't know if you saw what was in his hand. And the shirt, too, dude. He just came dressed to impress. Go ahead, Chris.
So,
Who bought you this, Chris? Like,
we already came back. The wife. That's why I'm the best. It's undeniable. That's all you got to say.
All right, best hubby in the galaxy. Go ahead.
Damn right. Once you get married, you get one of these too, bro. Don't you worry about that.
That's not true, guys.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true.
By the way, that's because you're newly married. Give it a couple
You
more
must.
years.
You must
you're
not
gonna
have
get-
had
you're
the
gonna
best
get-
wife. Then that's all I'm saying. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
You're already starting your marriage in a
The
throne
best
of
hubby in the
lies.
galaxy. All right, best hubby in the galaxy.
You-
Let's
you
see.
sit on the
Let me
throne of
tell you
lies.
something. Just because the championship gets smaller doesn't mean the streams get smaller. No, we're coming back and we're better than ever, baby. Because that's what happens when you're the wedding ring wearing, truck delivery driving, hot toys wheeling and dealing son of a gun. Woo!
We
Hey,
love
can
it.
you add onto all of that? Can you add easily accessible to overhead storage bins
Oh,
somewhere in there?
Yeah.
CMB
So the
is
honeymoon
And
rad.
phase is over.
maybe a side of self-delusional
What Commander-
too.
what
Wheeling,
Commander
dealing,
Green said, battle
self-delusional son of a
tested.
gun.
I mean, how
The
long is the
honeymoon phase
lens
is
to make
over.
you look like the size of a normal person?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
All right, we got to.
man.
All right,
Wow.
Chris is taking it.
I'm
Look,
sorry, I'm mad.
Sean?
He got off early. Someone's not getting their Hot Toys tonight because he decided to use some of his vacation.
Yeah,
My
he kept-
truck was empty, homie. You know what I'm saying?
He made it to
Then
the
you
very
had
last.
time to go back out.
Sean,
Look,
we have a super chat.
I
We
love
said
you,
that you were going to sing. Mike has given you the microphone here. Thank you so much, Mike, by the way, for the $2 super chat. Sean,
All
can
right.
we get a short little jingle for Mike, a custom jingle for Mike?
All right.
oh God.
Just on the spot, Sean. Just let you know you're
Lick
good at
the
this.
lip. Oh,
He's going
oh,
Limp Biscuit on him. Here we go. Mike, I don't know if you're going to get your money's worth, dude.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
All right, Sean. I think
And
we're
you
good.
know that I can smell
Mike, are we good?
you, Mr. Mike Literus, confused with my clitoris away.
Thank you, Sean. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, Sean. Mike,
all,
I
I'm gonna say is that is right alongside there at Nate Meister at like 7:15 in the morning when he starts
Oh my
breaking
God.
into his Booby and Cake song, and looking at that teaser for
maybe they could do
Supergirl.
a joint album, Lane. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. Like he could be doing that and
Oh no.
like.
Hey, Connor. Moose Stream asked me what risers.
If you could say,
wouldn't know
I
'cause you
want
bought
to
them.
die, stop, long time, would be better.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this stream just went way off the rails.
Yeah,
and,
sorry
it
guys,
tastes like
sorry
it-
guys. You know, we had to.
Hey,
we
I
had
missed
to
the
make it.
chat though. I
Hey, he
definitely
paid
missed
for
this.
it, right?
Chris,
You
we're gonna
asked,
answer your
he paid.
question. Chris, we're gonna answer your
Missed all
question.
the people.
But Chris, Boba Fettuccine, thank you so much, by the way, Boba, for the $2 super chat. He says I would like to request the UPS video, guys. Well, if he requests it, we got to give it to him. And Chris has a whole script that he's putting together. I just feel like he's waiting on some bangers for us. So don't you worry, guys. Eventually, we're gonna have some new stuff, slowly but surely. But here we go. A special message from our favorite UPS driving, DeLorean delivering UPS driver. Here you go.
Now, son, you make sure you get them hot doors packed
You got a
in there.
super chat.
What's that?
Super chat.
Oh. Hey there. Heard you gave us a super chat. Well, Hot Toys Hotline and I just want to say thank you very much.
There you go, Boba, your weekly dose of your favorite UPS guy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, not only to Chris for giving us that video, but to Sean for his beautiful song. I hope you guys enjoyed Sean's Serenade, your custom super chat message. There you go, Mike. But yeah, Sean, I think you said everything you wanted to say about Moon Knight. I'm not sure, and then we'll answer Moose Dream's question.
I'm
but
good.
Sean, okay, you said it, okay. So what was the question, Chris? It was about the risers.
Yeah, because you're the one who bought them.
Are you talking about the
I'm
shelf height-
assuming. I'm
shelf
assuming
height
that's what he's
adjusters?
talking about. Yeah, because he said
Moose Dream, if
risers.
you
I don't
clarify, are you
really
talking
have
about the
risers.
height adjusters for the DTOFs? Is that your question? Because if so, I got those on eBay. If you look up like DTOF height adjustment, you'll see those on eBay. And there's a seller selling them. They're 3D printed. $12, I think it was for a pack of them. I don't remember how many came in the pack, but it was something like that. It was like $12. Oh, those are you have the IKEA Calyx, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Moose Stream, that's the IKEA Calyx. I actually use those as well for my helmets, my Star Wars helmets. They're displayed in there. I used to have them under my DTOFs as well.
So,
IKEA
hey, I
Calyx.
will say I use
If
them
you go
for
to
the helmets
Etsy,
too.
you get a
but
better deal
some
on
helmets.
those DTOF risers. You pay less tax and usually free shipping.
Nice. So there you go, guys. Etsy. Check out Etsy if you're looking for. Trust me, they're a lifesaver, and Chris can attest to that. Those shelf adjustment, it makes the details very usable, especially with larger figures like Thanos, for example, and Hulk.
Yep, it helps so that way you don't have to sacrifice an entire shelf.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you can actually get 4. You can still have 4 slots in it. Just obviously, if you raise it so that way you can fit figures like Thanos or Carnage or Venom, your next shelf is going to be smaller, but you still are able to utilize 4 spaces instead of just 3 because you
instead of just
sacrifice
throwing
the
out
entire
that
shelf.
space. Yeah.
So go to Etsy, guys, because you pay less tax, and you can. Some of the vendors there, they'll give you free shipping, and then they even do bundle deals.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like the way to go. We love free shipping. That makes, I mean, shipping's expensive, guys. It makes up a huge difference. So yeah, good tip from Cigars. Check it out on Etsy if you want those height adjustment. And I see the Gambino in here. What's up, dude? Great to see you here as always, Gambino. Sorry, there was another question. I think I missed it.
He was asking how many. We didn't answer that.
Oh, so Moose Stream, the ones that I have, it's 4 across because you can get like 4 across. I think you can get. I don't know if you can get the 2 across anymore. And then there's a whole wall of them, like a 4x4.
You can.
I just
There's
have 4x1.
different ones. So there's 11 DTOFs here. It runs.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm sorry, Chris. They still have the 2, but they got rid of the 1 cube. You can only get the 1 cube in like Australia or something.
I have 3 of the 4 cubes and then 1 of the 2 cube.
Okay.
But yeah, you gotta be careful. Like the helmets fit, but some of them don't. The Darth Vader doesn't fit properly, and there's something else. So you just gotta measure it.
Yeah, I mean, trust me though, Moose Stream, they're incredible. Like I love them. They're very clean looking. They're very sturdy, and you could sit a big. Like I had my heavy DTOFs on mine as well, and it holds just fine.
I was standing on top of them.
It's made well. Yeah, they're made very well. And real quick, guys, before we move on to Lane's thoughts, sorry we got really sidetracked. We were just having fun tonight. And same one, as always, says, this looks like the smartest chat around, so I know you will leave a like and subscribe to the Hot Toys Hotline and this killer panel if you haven't already. My tapeworm, thanks, y'all. But yes, guys, if you haven't already, like this stream and subscribe to the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. And check out the links, not only that are being thrown in the chat by our fantastic moderators, but also... excuse me, I can't even talk. Also, in the description, there's a link to everybody's channel, so check that out if you haven't had a chance to. And as some guy says, guys, join the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group. We're having a lot of fun in there. There's a great chat in there, and we're almost to 300 members. I don't know, guys. Maybe the 300th member is going to get a giveaway prize from me. Just saying. I heard that somewhere through the grapevine that I'm going to give away a prize to the 300th member. So. If you haven't already, consider joining the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group. I think we're at 290, 289, something like that. So, but moving on, Lane. Sorry we took so long to get to you, but we're here. Lane, what are your thoughts on Moon Knight, dude?
I think he looks fabulous. I do, of course, have a little bit of concern about like some with the chest piece, with the movement, and some other things, the long lastability of the figure over years. With some of the pleather it looks like and some other stuff on it. I love how it looks like also, one of the shoulders is loose a little bit, for moving it.
Right.
At least from Mr.
MRC.
Yeah, from his thing when he was, now that might have just been his though, too, that he got. But I think for look, like, I know it doesn't have a head sculpt per se, like, Oscar Isaac or something like that. But I think for the look of the character and the armor, like, they did a fabulous job with this. Like,
look at that cape, dude. He looks like Michael Keaton's Batman in that one scene where he's got the cape.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and for a character, this could have been easily a figure where they just, who cares? It's a series that they're not going to remember. And
like they do sometimes.
Yes, that they don't. You can definitely tell they don't put the effort and stuff like that into it. But someone who is helping with the production of this, like this figure a lot.
Yeah.
I really was a fan of the Moon Knight show, except the 5th episode, which I hate that episode. But other than that, I just love how it looked like. And I guess I should the rest of you guys too. You can answer this when we get to you. It's like, do you feel the price point for $285 fits for what comes with this figure? I think it maybe if it had been $270, might have fit a little bit better. There's a Patrick Bateman. Nice.
Patrick Bateman on seconds, guys, for $229. That's a great
Good
deal.
figure. Overall, I love he spent so much time on the box. Like this box,
And this
actually
box
looks
is
really
dope,
cool.
dude. It really is. It's a good looking box, man.
Yeah, this figure looks like for what it's for. It's not like we're talking this is an Avengers movie, Tony Stark Iron Man character or something where you would expect they put a little bit more time into it. They seem like they went really far out. But what's a standalone character? Really, because there's no other figures coming from this show. Everything they made everything cool. Is everything perfect? At least from the early showing videos, no. But it feels like you've got posability. He's got a cool look. They included a lot of weapons, and I think that where, we just naturally.
Whoa, Lane, look at
stand.
that.
What?
Sorry to cut you off. I did not know that was a thing.
Oh, did it can move?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't watched
you
any
hadn't seen
videos
that.
or anything.
Yeah, that's what I meant. How cool the box was. That like they went that little
Holy
extra
crap,
effort on all
man.
that. That's what I mean. This. Okay, the
Can't
box
throw
is not
that
the
one
main.
away.
Yeah, the box is not the main reason that we collect this stuff, but this is cool. Like automatically, that's like a plus 0.5 to me.
I
just
know you
for
got to give
my
it
rankings
something,
of it.
right? That's super
Yeah,
cool.
or
Dude.
even if you thought it was like a 7 out of 10 figure, that'd be a 7.5 just because they put the extra effort into the box. Like everything about this, it's a cool figure that nailed the look. They maybe it's not as weathered quite as much as some parts that some people are saying. I think it was fine. I don't.
Yeah,
care
I've seen
that much.
there's already people doing like
You know,
custom weathering
Yeah,
jobs. Yeah.
I care more. I would care more about that, like the Luke. The Bespin Luke.
Right.
Like that matters to me more. Him being a little bit more dirty. This is whatever. He doesn't have enough sand on him. Okay, whatever. It looks like Moon Knight from the show.
Yeah.
And I think they nailed this perfectly. So, what Hot Toys is their mandate? They made it look like the show version, and they made sure to give it some nice things so that the cape is really cool and you can pose it reasonably well. You could do some dynamic poses with it. So, I think it's what they promised, and they gave you a little bit extra.
Yeah, and like you said, Lane, it's very surprising that they didn't kind of shove this one to the side, because typically figures like this, not always, but a lot of times these figures kind of fall to the wayside, and it's like, oh, we gotta get the Moon Knight figure out. People paid for it. We got to get it out,
Yeah.
But this wasn't the case.
Like I have concerns about, could that happen? Say like, okay, I know I have pre-ordered Kate Bishop. Like, could that be a figure from Hawkeye that?
You're gonna make Chris cry. You're gonna make Chris cry, dude.
Well, I'm just no. I'm just saying, like,
shut up.
And guys, when I'm saying this, we're not saying like they're gonna come out trash or anything like that. But the little stuff we see with this are making sure it just poses slightly better. Or they do something.
It's that type of figure, right? That they could kind of push to the side and be like, oh, let's just get it out.
We need to get it out because we need to get it on our schedule, because we got Joe Blowline getting ready. We got to really get production and make sure we cross all the I's and the T's, because like this is going to be a bigger seller, or something
for sure.
TK
asked, was the Iron Man Mark 6 2.0 low stock, or did it just show up?
It's been on there for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't believe the deluxe set was on there for that long. I think that, what was that, like a week or two ago it hit?
Yeah,
last chance.
I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of pre-ordered at the same time when we saw it go last chance. But yeah, so I think that's been sitting there for maybe 2 weeks, the deluxe version. But yeah, keep an eye on it, guys. I thought Patrick Bateman was on low stock. I thought on Sideshow he waitlisted. But even so, Peyton, they still do second chance items for stuff that's sold out, because typically it's like something that has box damage, or like the shells on the inside are damaged, so they have to discount it, then sell it a little bit cheaper.
Here's a question just for answer. So for CMB and Chris, as we get to them answering for this, here's what I'll just throw to you guys. How do you guys feel about the different couple of hands they did? Do you like how the hands
Take care, Mike,
work with the crescent ninja stars basically and stuff? And do you like how they like for posing? Or I don't know if you guys have watched the videos for how well they can, slot in and stuff. Just one thing I was interested to hear what you guys think, as we get to you talking about the figure.
Oh, yeah. So we and CMB, you can answer that question, because we're going to move on to you now. But yeah, this is the styrofoam that Sean, you had mentioned this.
Yeah, it looks black.
It's like a black styrofoam. But
It looks like the styrofoam that goes on an Iron Man figure. that they
Yeah,
come in.
probably.
Yeah, it looks like the
Probably.
box that the Iron Man figures come in.
Yeah. But CMB, what are your thoughts on this set overall, dude? And is this one you're picking up?
Yeah, it's one I'm picking up. You know, I liked the show for what it was. I think Oscar Isaac, you know, he's a great actor. He's able to take on a lot of roles and knock them out of the park. I think the figure came out the way that they showed it. You know, there's no real changes as far as like for the worse.
Yeah.
And for your question earlier, they're called crescent darts.
Crescent darts. Okay.
Those are the little ones that he
I would
throws,
have
are
never
crescent
guessed
darts.
the darts part. The crescent,
Yeah.
that makes sense, but crescent darts. See, CMB knows this type of stuff. I don't like stuff like that. I can't remember the name of it. When it comes to Star Wars, sure, but Marvel, it gets iffy. But crescent darts. Remember that, guys. Ingrain that into your memory. Crescent darts. But yeah, CMB. My other question for you is like, do you think after seeing this cape, do you think it's only because, you know, Moon Knight and a lot of the scenes we see him in, especially when he's like jumping around and stuff, the cape kind of flares out so much? Do you think that's why they went so crazy with the wiring? Or do you think maybe they're possibly turning over a new leaf and they're going to start kind of going more heavy on the wiring, kind of like custom capes come?
I think it could be a 50-50. I think it could be, you know, like you said, for the show, because, you know, you see in the show his cape is like Doctor Strange's cape. It's basically got its own personality.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good point.
you know, it's got its own presence, I should say, in the show. It does a lot of flaring, a lot of, you know, you see the part where he jumps out in the air and it makes its own crescent shape in the cape.
Oh, I forgot that happened. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think a lot of what they did was so that way collectors could actually achieve that type of pose with it. And, you know, with just single wires, you're not going to be able to get that pose. So I think that they did the 4-wire system in there so that way you could get a lot of the poses that you saw from the show, to give it that, like, lifelike looks, to show you that, you know, his cape was just as much as part of the suit being, I guess, like Spawn, like alive.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly like Spawn. Yeah, that's a good point.
And but I can also see it them moving forward with it, just because they know that there are a lot of customizers out there that are getting very reputable and making a lot of money by providing fan or customers better capes than what they provide.
Yeah, like OT
So-
customs.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I could see it being both. You know, it could be possibly for just for Moon Knight, or it could be them moving forward with upgrading their capes, because we've seen that Hot Toys, they're kind of slow to doing it, but they are pushing forward with more upgrades as their figures go along. You know, finally getting USB sabers, USB bodies, USB plugins, all types of stuff like that. So I mean, with them going forward, I can see it, but like I said, you never know with Hot Toys. So
Yeah, that is true. They haven't been consistent with a lot of this stuff, so it's hard to tell. It is good to see them using like the silicone bodies, like you said, the USB powered stuff. There are a lot of little breadcrumbs of like, okay, Hot Toys is trying to turn over a new leaf and give us a little bit better quality and extra stuff for our money. So it would be nice to.
Lane asked, Lane, what was your question again? You said moving forward. Sorry.
No, what I was asking just for you and Chris was, how are you guys feeling about the actual crescent darts and crescent stars and everything, how they came out for the figure, and how do you, if you've seen anything, pictures or otherwise, how do they hands and stuff look like? Do they look like they
Like how he
fit the
holds
items
them?
pretty
Yeah,
fits
because
them?
sometimes that
Like
happens.
the three in the
Yeah.
in like the three you can stick into the one hand and stuff. Like, how are those looking? Do you guys think that's something like you would pose? I'm just because he does not come with a lot of extra accessory stuff to it. How are you guys feeling how it looked here on the final and everything?
I think it looks good. You know, it's hard to say, like, you know, oh, they look like crap, because they look just like what they did in the show. They look like what they do in the comics. The way I want to pose them is not with the crescent darts. I want the they're not crescent boomerangs. What are they called? Damn it.
Crescent something.
Crescent something, yeah, the big ones. They're not, I think they're crescent rain or
Big
something
crescent
like that.
darts.
We'll just call them crescent boomerangs for now, because I can't remember the actual name for
That
it.
makes sense to me.
But I wanted to pose them with just those two.
Yeah, I think it looks good too. Yeah, I mean, and we see this sometimes, right? Some of these accessories, they don't fit right in the hands. And I think with this one, at least Lane from the photos, it looks like they sit pretty well. Of course, what it feels like in person versus what you see in the photos are two different things. I hope I'm not just sitting there playing with it and they're falling out and I'm cursing the whole time. I hope that doesn't happen. But overall, it looks like he holds them pretty well. And by the way, real quick, a big woo to Big Dog Pound. Big Dog Pound was waiting for you, dude. Unfortunately, Chris, you missed it. He came in with the world's smallest wrestling belt, and he was ready for you, dude, but you weren't in here yet, so you have to go back and watch it. I mean, or maybe you were here and I didn't see it, but Chris came in with his little mini wrestling belt. He was ready to go. So what's up, dude? I hope you're doing well, though. Great to have you here as always. And yeah, he said LOL. Yeah, you missed the mini wrestling belt, dude. Blades. Everyone's saying those are Crescent blades. I don't know. I couldn't confirm or deny. Crescent blades. Crescent boomerang. I like crescent boomerangs. Crescent boomerangs is what I'm going to call them. And Eddie makes a great point here. Eddie says Moon Knight looks like one of those figures you won't be able to put down. I want it in my hands already. And yeah, this is one of those figures. And Lane, I kind of felt that way about the Scarlet Witch. It's like there's so much detail ingrained into that outfit. It's like I found myself just like sitting there staring at it for like 5 minutes, just looking up and down at all the details because there's just so much detail in her suit. And here's the bullet holes, by the way. People were calling
I don't know if I would be calling. I think I'll avoid pulling on it quite that hard.
Well, it's MRC, dude. He does this for the people. He does it for the people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he also gets like almost every figure. So if you have to go to the wayside, you know. But dude, just look at like the suit. Man, the suit just looks so good. Even when it's got holes in the front of it.
There's just so much little detail. And I agree with Eddie. It's like this is one of those figures you kind of really have to look up and down quite a while to kind of to spot every little detail and everything. And like Sean, I'm also very curious to check out the different mixed media that they used on the suit. I want to see them. I would love, ideally, if I could pose him like this, pulling the crescent darts out of his chest. That would be my favorite pose. But like Sean said, it really depends on what that material is where the elbow bends. Because if that is like the typical rubber suit material, like was mentioned in the chat, I'm probably not going to do that. Because you guys know how I am with my figures. I'm very particular about them. So, Control Alt Delete said, are you referring to the crescent blades? Maybe we are. Mike, you have to do it, man. Buy it, Mike. Oh, you did buy it. I can't even read. He bought it. Congrats, Mike. Mike bought the Patrick Bateman. That's a great deal, dude. $229, great deal. I'm sorry, Lane. You were saying something. I cut you off. My bad.
Oh no, it's just whatever we think for long term, this guy just looks like this is a figure made for pictures.
I know.
Like you could just go crazy, and spend a couple hours just like whatever was coming into your mind, try and do with it. Maybe not leave it in there for like a month, but like put it in different poses for 5-10 minutes. Like now, Chris, here's a question for you. Sorry for interrupting you there, but I feel like I'm trying to be the moderator here when I know this is not my show, but sorry.
No, Lane, we like questions. And Lane, your question will segue into us moving on to Chris's thoughts. But go ahead, Lane. Ask him your question.
So Chris, do you feel like this is a figure where Hot Toys and I know sometimes I get hooked on price a little too much, but this was a 285 figure put up for pre-order over a year ago. Do you feel like this is a figure where they had to do like this, put in this, because we all been complimenting the extra effort, it seems, that they had to put some extra effort in to meet with the pricing and everything like that and what it came with since it doesn't have a head sculpt or anything, since like we've got the Inquisitors who came with good head sculpts, for $260 announced after this guy. Now leaving licensing, I'm not getting into all that stuff, but do you feel like they needed to put this extra effort in this figure because it does not come with an Oscar Isaac head sculpt or something like that, which that's a lot of what gets people to buy Hot Toys figure. Maybe not this one in particular, but in general. So that's what I was kind of wanted to see, what you thought about that.
Yeah, I think anything of a first of its kind of has to come with a price. I feel like they invest more in it, whether it's a new body, especially all the material. Like you see how much mixed media, like there's so much that went into it. So I could justify it to myself. I don't think it was too bad. But and you're definitely right about that Oscar Isaac head sculpt. I wish they did it but I see why. I guess they didn't. Maybe didn't want too much hate on. I have no clue. It could have been a licensing
It's
thing.
that
This
money,
is way
baby.
easier to
They
just
wanted to
push
save
out.
that money.
Exactly.
It might have
And,
been the
and
light
it
up picture.
sucks for him though, because he is a fan. Now, if they ever did Poe Dameron, that's a different
I know.
conversation.
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac, guys, if you don't know Oscar Isaac, he collects 6-scale figures. So
That's what I'm saying, man.
And maybe that's another reason, Lane, why they didn't screw this one up, because they're like, we at the very least, if we're not going to give him a head sculpt, we got to make his figure.
Does he show the eyes lighting up here? Because like I want to see that
Yeah,
too.
maybe,
But
oh yeah, it looks like he's probably about to mess with it now.
that could be, that could be the technical reason why they didn't, was because of the light up feature for the eyes, like just trying to switch out.
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
like
you could take that peg out though.
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like.
Yeah, I'm just saying that could have been a technical reason why.
I like how they keep doing this LED system though.
Right, that was just
It
like the
makes
same
it
thing
brighter,
for
and
Kylo.
then the color.
Yeah, it looks good. It definitely
Yeah,
looks good.
because
It's
with
just like,
C-3PO's eyes, man, that is awesome.
That came out better than the same way they did it for the cable.
yeah,
Right.
for sure. But yeah, Chris, despite it not having a head sculpt, is this one you're going to end up picking up?
No, unfortunately not. Does not fit in the collection of what I'm collecting.
That's fair.
But I can appreciate the art as always.
Yeah.
If he came with a couple lightsabers, then Chris might have been all in.
Yeah, Darth Moon.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. Darth Knight. Summer says off topic, but my in art will be here tomorrow. Congrats, man. Did you get the 2-pack, the single pack? Which one did you end up grabbing? Sculpted, rooted? I just got my sculpted 2-pack last week. And Blue Tattoo, I'm going to end up getting, I already forgot the 2 companies that were making the Mr. Knights. I think one of them was So Toys, but I can't remember the other one. I know one of them was So Toys. I can't remember the other company's name. But I'll end up grabbing the So Toys one. I think I may have already pre-ordered it.
It's
And
the
the most
company
hilarious-
that's making Dr. Doom.
Yes, and I can't remember the name of them. Ooh, yeah, guys.
Here, I'll look it up.
Suit.
Although, if you want to
Appreciate
see something that's insane because of this moon that was inspired by the live action Moon Knight design, is a lady did a cosplay of Sailor Moon crossed with Moon Knight.
Oh, that probably worked. That probably. Oh,
No, well,
Lane, here we are.
It's from, because of a filler series. There was the guy who was the tuxedo mask or whatever. He had an alternate form for a while that was called the Moonlight Knight.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was the inspiration for not him but her. And someone did up like wearing part of a facial mask, like the Moon Knight one, and it's like the sailor outfit, but kind of like in bandages and stuff. And it was nuts. Like, I don't want to know how much time the person put
can't
into making
imagine.
it.
I can't imagine.
You're such a
like give
nerd for knowing Sailor Moon stuff. Nerd.
I feel like give me the Fantastic Four and then I'll pick up Doom.
There you go. Yomo asked a question. He
Making
says,
the
"Does the
other-
light come off?" I would be
The
interested
company
in
that's
putting.
making the other Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, is S Hero.
Oh yeah, he literally, as I'm reading it, yeah, Yomo actually put it in his question too. He says, "I'd be interested in
Okay,
putting
okay.
the S Hero sculpt on him to represent Mark Spector." That'd be dope, dude. I think I'm gonna be okay with just having the Mr. Knight with the sculpt. And that So-So sculpt, I'm sorry guys, is superior. It looks so good. Like, and not that the S Hero sculpt does look good, but for my personal taste, I think the So-So sculpt is better. And Lane, we do have video here, as you can see, of him putting those crescent darts in the hand, and it looks like he holds them pretty well. I will say, like the DX-19 holding the Batarang, I'm like, it's kind of a pain in the ass. It falls out.
Yeah.
So it
That's
looks like
what
it
I
holds a
have,
little bit better, at least from what I could see in this video.
Man, it just looks cool, doesn't it? Though, like, just even if you don't care about the character that much,
It is
this
cool.
figure just looks like a neat.
Could you imagine him, Lane, with like 2 CCFL lightsabers, USB powered, like the way that color balances with the
Oh,
white?
yeah.
That would be pretty dope, dude. Someone's got to
Dude.
do it. Come on now.
You need
Yeah,
Ahsoka's lightsabers.
Imagine this. Here, I'll give you an idea, HG. Buy this figure, put a Luke Skywalker head sculpt on it, and give him a lightsaber, a USB powered
Oh my
lightsaber.
gosh.
Or what if you did one like this kind of outfit, but maybe you darkened, like you touched up the sculpt to give him more kind of a dark side corruption look?
That would be
Like this
dope.
is a Luke,
It could, yeah. If this was like
Moon
all
Sith,
black
like-
with some
or-
like
or-
red highlights or something.
or he's like a grayish,
I agree
like
with Kaiju.
like he's a perfect
Yeah.
like Revan, like a perfect balance where he's got some corruption in his face, but he's also kind of light and dark, kind of a dark grayish Jedi kind of feel.
That
to
would be dope. I think it would be doable. Yeah, I was hoping they would make a Conchu blue. I know there's some Conchu related accessories that come with the S Hero one. But yeah, that would have been really cool for sure.
I wish they made Scarlet Scarab.
I know she looked really good. I loved her costume design. I think she looked really good.
It
It's a
looked way
shame.
better than the comic version that it was based off
I
of.
yeah, I haven't seen the comic version, but I loved how she looked in the
No,
show.
no, he did not look. He was like a purple helmet and stuff like that, from like the 70s, the 70s or early 80s. Did not.
Sounds like an upgrade. But guys, we're gonna move on from Moon Knight. Again, really, really exciting figure. I think he looks fantastic, and I think across the board we can all agree he looks pretty dang good. I think Hot Toys did a great job, so kudos to them for keeping this as close to the prototype as possible. I'm pretty satisfied with that. But guys, come on, drop it in the chat, guys. You already know. Drop that yes, 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 yes. Drop it in the chat, guys. Come on. Come on. I was so excited, and Sean sent this to me kind of right when it dropped, and I told Sean how excited I was. I think this is cool, man. And for those of you guys that don't know, this actually has a USB powered, at least it says on Sideshow's website, it says powered voice box. So this figure can actually say yes, 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 no, no, no. That's really cool. I know it's very gimmicky, and for any other figure, like for the Darth Vader, for example, I don't need my Darth Vader to have a breathing noise, but for this figure,
Yes,
I think that's really clever. I don't, Sean. I don't. But I just think it's really cool. I think that everybody's yes, yes, no, 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 no.
Yes, yes.
This is really cool to me, guys. And I posed a question, a question that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to make a poll because I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it, and we could kind of share our thoughts throughout the chat as well. But seeing this and then seeing the 2099 Spider-Man that we're going to talk about in a little bit, it kind of makes me feel like maybe Hot Toys is listening to their customers a little bit more, because the reason I say that is, guys, there was an IG-12. There's two SKUs for this announcement. There's an IG-12, but there's also an IG-12 with accessories. And those accessories are very important extra accessories that kind of bring our current figures up to the Season 3 standards. And a lot of people, for the longest time, guys, have been asking for accessory sets for the longest time. And I'm really, really happy to see it. I really am. It's great for especially people who aren't crazy like me and some other people that buy multiple versions of the same character. I think that's fantastic. Give people the option to just upgrade their figure to the Season 3 standard. And that's what Hot Toys offer with that. As we go through the photos, you'll see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen this yet. But the accessories are pretty incredible. Now, pricing on this, guys, real quick. $360 for the set with the accessories, which I don't think is bad at all after you see everything he comes with. And just for the IG, it's $264, a very fair price in my opinion. But as you can see in the first photo here, he's piloted by Grogu with that Melu Run fruit in the hand, which is really, really cool. Especially with all the Star Wars Rebels Hot Toys we're probably going to get. That Melu Run is important in Star Wars Rebels. It's a fun little scene, really an episode in Star Wars Rebels. So I think that's really cool that they included that. That made me really happy to see that. Here you can see them mentioning the sound effect function. Again, on Sideshow's website, it does say powered. The head is only battery powered, though. It is specified differently on Sideshow. It says powered for the sound function, button cell battery operated for the head. So that kind of sucks. Someone mentioned that earlier. I think it was Matt that said it was really weird how inconsistent they were with USB powering the heads. I agree. It's kind of weird that they just did a
Connor,
USB
I can
powered
see
circuit.
this in 2025, 2024, 2025 becoming really annoying with this during a discussion.
Don't worry, I'll have it next to me on Streamlane and I'll be like, yes, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I know.
yes,
You're just
yes.
going to be.
Sean's
going
to have his too, and he's going to be spamming no, no, no.
We'll be doing
no,
the yes,
no.
yes, no, no song. You know?
Dude, I'm excited for this, man, and Commander says he's going to display his with the Anzellan. Yeah, and that's the other crazy thing, dude. We got Babu Frick finally, dude, and I know a lot of people are just want it just for that. Hot Toys was smart to pair this all together too, because they know people are probably going to spend the money and just split them. You know, I mean, we saw it with the Justice League 2-pack. They just are constantly see sales all the time. Hey, I'm just selling the Black Suit Superman. Hey, I'm just selling the Nightmare Batman. Blue Tattoo says IG-12 the accessories is happening. Yeah, I already pre-ordered mine. That was a day one for me because I told you guys before I wanted this figure, and I'm really excited. I honestly wasn't expecting it because honestly they're very quiet. I was like, I don't know when or if any Mando Season 3 stuff's going to come out. starting to lose hope, but then Hot Toys came in clutch. This is a great announcement for me. I know it's not for everybody, but for me, I think this is really dope. Boba says, yes, IG-12. This was a dopo for me. It does have the most bizarre accessory pack Hot Toys ever did. Facts. But the whole package is spectacular. Dude, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like, it just comes with so much and stuff that's important for a lot of these figures that a lot of us already have in our collection. So I think that's really cool that they did that. And I think it's a big win for collectors. So let me put up the poll real quick, guys, because as I'm mentioning that, let me bring up the poll here. So the poll is going to be, is Hot Toys listening more to collectors? And then you guys can cast your vote on your opinion. Whether you think that's true or not. I would say it is. I mean, I think as of late, we've been seeing a lot more communication. We've been seeing a lot more updates. I know that photo is circulating of the Batman. Everybody thought it was a new photo. That is an old photo from May. But that's another example of Hot Toys communicating, hey, we made some changes to the Batman figure. So this is really great to see. I think it's definitely a win for collectors. And I'm really excited about this, guys. I really don't have much else to say about it. I think this is incredible. The amount of stuff he comes with. And again, as I mentioned, there's stuff specific to these characters. Unfortunately for us, we did have to buy the new Heavy Mando to get the shield with him, but Hot Toys was gracious enough to sell us the Bo-Katan shield and the new shoulder armor piece as a set part of this accessory set. Or excuse me, as an item part of this accessory set. So I think that's really cool. The other thing a lot of people are talking about, guys, is the rooted hair here for Bo-Katan. It's tough for me to say. A couple people have reached out to me and asked me, like, do I think this is going to happen? I don't know, because I find it odd that Hot Toys is giving us an accessory set, basically saying, like, hey, maybe we won't be releasing new versions of this figure, but here's the accessories for you, because I know you wanted them. I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm in the minority. I'm not blown away by how Bo-Katan rooted hair here looks. I'm not like, holy crap, that looks good. I want to see more. It is really cool if they're taking a stab at it for all of you guys that are really big fans of rooted hair. I'm not blown away by what I see here. It doesn't look like the Wonder Woman hair. The Wonder Woman hair blew me away. This is just like, I'd have to see more photos. I'd have to see it styled a little better to determine whether I'm really excited for this. But I know a lot of people have expressed interest in this, so I hope it ends up happening. But I don't know, guys. Like I said, I find it very odd that they release those accessories. But Sean, moving on to you. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say about this set, but what are your thoughts on it? And is this a set that you're going to end up picking up?
What do you think I'm going to say about it?
I think you're going to say, this is awesome, and I'm going to pick this up. That's what I think, because this seems like something right up your alley, because I know you like the Mando stuff like I do. But and actually, I know you're getting this, Sean, because you have all the Mando stuff. There's no way you could stop now, and this comes with all the cool stuff, and it comes with stuff for Bo-Katan, which is one of your favorite characters. So I'm going to say you're definitely getting this. That's what
Dude, I'm not even collecting Star Wars anymore.
I don't believe you. Sean's lying. He's over here lying, dude. I knew when he put that hat on, that Under Armour hat, he meant business, and now he's messing with me.
All right, so to be real on it, I knew this was going to happen. Not like insider information. I just had a feeling it was going to happen with IG-12. I like how with all the accessories and everything, I've already ordered it. I've actually ordered both.
One of each.
That's 104 and 105.
Nice.
So that way I can have the Enzelin in one. That's Babu Frick, right? That's the one who was driving it.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it was Babu that test piloted it. Yeah.
And then I'm going to have Grogu in the other one. And then that way I can have all the Enzelins together, all three of them from the accessory. And I like how they didn't call it a deluxe version. They called it IG-12 with accessories.
Yeah.
You know, which kind of classifies it in its own little realm.
Yeah.
I hope they get more moving forward with that. And then to answer your question too regarding if Hot Toys is listening, I think so. I think there's been something going on with Hot Toys and Sideshow for a while where they're actually listening to having Sideshow over here on at least the US side, going through listening, because we already know Sideshow watches YouTube channels all the time. They watch this, they watch others. So that's relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how many times Nate's been busted for stuff that he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
know,
got a call from Sideshow one time. They definitely are listening for sure.
yeah. You know, I think they've been doing that for Hot Toys. You know, when you go to the manufacturing side of Sideshow and they put Hot Toys above Sideshow itself, tells you that Hot Toys is their number one seller.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
even though it's their number one, they sell thousands of products. But to get back to this figure, all the accessories are great. I was more excited for a lot of the accessories, but the creativity of what they did with the IG-12 to be able to fit Grogu in there,
I know.
you know, and to make it look like he's perfectly well in there. I'm curious how it's going to detach though to remove the figures.
I'm guessing this front part probably slides off, and then you could pull them out. Because yeah, that's the other thing. Look at his ears tucked in there.
So I'm really curious how that's going to happen. And
yes, they did, Boba. Back in the day, they did.
and then, but not just with Bo-Katan, but with Mando itself. That is a chrome version, but it is a different chrome version. Some of those pictures, there's literally no weathering on the chrome. So, but if they're doing like accessory packs like this, I hope we get more accessory stuff as well. You know, like if they're not going to give us another Bo-Katan, but they give us a rooted hair Bo-Katan as an accessory with something, I mean, that'd be great too. I would like to see some of the Mandalorians with extra armor pieces so you can swap them around.
Yeah, the Skittles Mandos, dude. I was hoping for those as well. Sean, real quick, what are your thoughts on the bow rooted hair? Because there's a lot of people in the chat kind of agreeing with me that the hair doesn't look so good.
The head sculpt is different and better than what we already have with the sculpted hair. With the angle that they're showing, I've put my figure in that angle from the photo. It does look different. And I don't think it's the lighting to make it look different.
Yeah.
Hey, are you seeing Mando's flight suit there? I don't know if it's the lighting, but it looks brown. Like it's kind of supposed to versus what Hot Toys has been doing with all their releases of that grayish color. It's looking a little different over there.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the lighting, but it does look a little brown. I honestly don't know if that's accurate to season 3, if his flight suit was that color.
So that's the thing.
The whole time
it's
it's supposed to be
brown
it's
color
gray.
already.
Yeah.
It's so funny that they replicated this scene here with the Melee Run fruit. That's really cool, man.
But I do think we'll get like another version of Mando from season 3 anyways. Because I think we'll see him with how his holster's gone at the end of season 3. He took it off. He has both of the extended barrel pistols.
Yep.
Just tucked into his belts. And then the gauntlet on the left arm is completely different at the end of it. So I think we're going to see, another Mando. But
How
I'm
cute
kind
is
of
that, Sean? Little popcorn.
I know.
That is so. I didn't even see that before. That is so cute. That's come on now.
And I like the weathering and the paint pattern they did on IG-12.
Yeah, look at the head, dude. Look at that weathering looks fantastic on the head.
So, but if you guys remember in the show, the waist had like no movement at all.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if the IG-12 has any movement in the waist. I don't think it will.
Look, yeah, from the side here, you could see it's like all one piece, it looks like it's so close to the leg.
Yeah.
Look at these little guys, man. How cool is that? Look, Chris has got his little Babu with him. That's so cool, man. What else?
Baby, no squeeze.
Hey! Everybody's putting in the chat. I love it. I've seen like 3 AAs. Jordan, they didn't call me. They called Nate. He said, some guy says, let's go. Smash that like button and subscribe to Hot Toys Hotline. Yes, if you haven't already, guys, I'd very much appreciate it. These accessories, Sean, are really cool. This is what I was hoping for. I was hoping we could get a whole figure with all this gear, but I absolutely love this look. Like you said, he takes his holster off and he has those 2 pistols. He doesn't have the holster off here. Unfortunately, in these photos, you can still see the holster.
Well, at the time, at this time, in the movie, or I mean in the show, the holster was still there. Just the pistol was gone.
That makes sense.
So he removes his holster when he's back on Navarro, and he brings in IG-11 back as the marshal.
Okay.
So that's where you see the significant changes, where the holster's gone, the 2 pistols are there, and his gauntlet and his left arm are different.
Yeah. Well, I like how Yomo says the little mechanics sell figure. I'm going to start calling them that, little mechanics. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, dude, those accessories are selling this pack. Matt says Imperial, dude, I hope so. And I need Robo Gideon, dude. Like, that's going to be such an incredible figure. Matt says Imperial Armored Commandos incoming.
Yeah. I really want some TIE Fighter pilots, too.
I know, dude. And this, guys, looks really incredible. There's some secret base photos that were taken by MRC, and I'm going to show those in a little bit. This is really impressive in the photos he took. Like, this is actual, like, it looks like it's actual, like, translucent plastic, as opposed to that, like, painted on, like, burnt effect that they typically do. This looks really, really good. I'm so glad that I ordered a second Paz Vizsla now, because now I'm going to have to give him this. I'm going to give my first version this gun here. I think it looks really, really good. There's another shot of that bow with the rooted hair. Again, not impressed personally. It's not terrible, but it's just not like top tier work. It's not like the Wonder Woman hair. The Wonder Woman hair really got me excited. But Sean, do you have any other thoughts on the set before we move on to Lane as we're scrolling through these photos here?
No, not that I can think of.
Do you think the price is fair, Sean? Is it $360? $360? You think it's fair for the whole?
I do, for all the accessories, because if you think about it, I watched Jeddah Patrol's video that he did on this, and he brought up a good point too. Is with doing all of this, Hot Toys did save their customers money.
Yeah,
because instead of going out and buying another figure, you can put those parts on the figures you already have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely, like I said, I think this is a win for collectors. A lot of people, and not to mention, Sean, I've been wanting a freaking mouse droid forever because I didn't get that 2-pack droid pack from the Force, or excuse me, was it The Last Jedi? I think it was The Last Jedi.
BB-9E.
BB-9 and BB-8. I have the BB-8, but I didn't get the 2-pack. That came with a mouse droid, and then so did the Stormtrooper 2-pack, and I missed out on both of those, so I think this is really cool. And yes, 1/6 Junkie, the barrel looks incredible. It really does look pretty fantastic, in my opinion. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to Lane. Number one, I want to ask you, is this something you're going to pick up? And number two, what do you think of it? Do you think this is a win for collectors? Do you think Hot Toys, this is a sign that they're taking steps in the right direction to better communication and listening to their customers?
I am definitely not picking this up because I hated IG-12. I'm sorry.
So that's why Lane wants us to sit there and spam the remote. Okay, I got you, dude.
Yeah. I do not like this. I did not like IG-12. The whole concept of it, I didn't really care for too much. Honestly, I wish they just left IG dead. I thought he died perfect in season 1. Like how he went out was perfect. Now, for the figure itself that they managed to try and pull it, I want to see exactly how you remove stuff to actually put in the Babu Frick and the Grogu and stuff, exactly how that works in the figure. I do agree with you. I think the figure itself, for just the look to it, is great. Hot Toys is doing what they say they're going to do. I do like the accessory pack. I would totally like being able to buy the accessory pack by itself because honestly, I personally just don't care for the figure. It's it was one of the things that I found annoying in season 3 of the Mando. That's
fair.
That's just me. Everybody. I know a lot of people like that. I thought it was cute a little bit at first, but it did not help. All it did was get chopped to little pieces by the Praetorian guards. If Grogu actually used it to do something, or it did something cool, maybe that have been a different opinion, but it just got cut to ribbons. That's all it did.
Yeah.
But the accessories that come with it, like, it's hard for me to say. I mean, I guess I would say the accessories would probably be something I could use because I literally own every figure that they go to.
That's true.
I have the heavy infantry. I have the I don't know with what's ever going on with that Bo-Katan with the Barbie hair that looks not so perfect.
He said it. He said it.
I don't think it looks quite as awful as some people were describing it, but
it's just not. It reminds me of typical Hot Toys rooted hair.
But we just saw the Wonder Woman with the rooted hair for the 100 that was reusing probably the 84 body. Yeah. And like that hair looks, even the live action stuff like Justin had, for Ryan going to the secret base, like didn't look as good as the picture, but still looked better than that.
And that figure, to be fair, like the Wonder Woman was handled a lot that day. It's kind of like when people were complaining about how the hair was sitting at the events.
I'm just saying for how they did, or the way they said they've at least done that hair, that one looks like that on promo pics and stuff that they would have. But I don't want to get sidetracked with that. Like, we're here to talk about this figure. But I think all the accessories, the heated, like Gatling gun, like for me, it's just, I just called this when I first saw it. The toy, I was like, being a youngster when I was going like the toy anxiety figure, and then come out saying IG-12. This looked like
toy anxiety was just seeing dollar signs when this.
Yeah, I know. I called this Hot Toys presents toy anxiety figure because that's
the IG-12 toy anxiety edition. Yeah,
they take the IG-12 apart and have the little parts, and then they're just like, here's the liver.
Right, here's the Gatling gun for $80.
Yeah, here's a plastic carrier with all the toys. Just open and go 1, 2, 3. Put it up and say 120, $80, $50. Boom.
They're definitely going to make a killing off of this set because a lot of people aren't going to want to buy the whole thing.
Yeah, the thing that, like, I look at this and the thing I actually would want is I want stuff for the Mando Chrome. I want the shield, I want the jetpack, and the laser baton. Like, those are the three things that I want from this.
Yeah.
The mouse rod I think is cool because have we got do you guys know for any longer time collectors or like Sean or something? Have they ever done a mouse droid?
Yeah, I actually just mentioned it. With the A New Hope Stormtrooper 2-pack had a mouse droid, and the Last Jedi BB-9E and BB-8 2-pack also had a mouse droid.
Well, so did the Force Awakens Stormtrooper 2-pack with the Commander. That also had a mouse droid.
Now,
that one did have a mouse droid. Yeah. So three. So we've had 3 opportunities for mouse droids, and I didn't buy any of the sets that had them.
Now, if you had bought all those, you would have 3 that you could have harass R5. Just like the scene.
I know. And Blue Tattoo was saying he needs to get 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. I agree, dude. I would love to be able to pick up multiples.
Yeah, no. This is not a figure for me. And I'm not going to spend $360 for accessories that I want. If I don't like them,
that's fair. That's a lot of money.
I would much rather go back and buy the IG-11 because I think that's a cooler figure than this.
Yeah.
For what it does in the show.
Right.
But the engineering is very cool for this. That's what I think they nailed the best. I just want to see how the little pieces like the Grogu and stuff actually you get inserted.
Yeah, Sean had mentioned that too. Like, I'm very curious as well to see how
easy could you maybe break it if you're having to like remove a part.
Probably
that's my
very
only
easily.
Real concern.
Probably
easily. You're probably going to stick one of the guys in there or nothing in there, then that you're going to leave it that way. But overall, good figure. It is possible this could be one of only 1 or 2 releases we get for season 3, which could be one reason they did the deluxe, which, they're giving you ways to, I guess, enhance figures you already have.
Essentially upgrade what you already have. And I think that's great, Lane, and I'm sure you agree that's definitely a step in the right direction.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see IG hit 12, maybe this Bo-Katan and like, I don't know, Moff Gideon maybe or something like that. Possibly. But the first Moff Gideon saw isn't even sold out.
I need the Robo Gideon, dude. I have to get the
Iron Gid, as my friend called him. If it was his nickname amongst the Shadow Council. But so I think it's a good pack. If this was just the only thing they put out I'm not saying, guys, that they're going to do that, but if they did, this might be something still continue, even if you're not a huge fan of IG-12, because you're probably going to have at least a couple of these other Mando figures if you're even considering this. So if we don't get another figure or something like that for this season, this might be something to consider, even though it's 360, because you'll get what's going to probably be a decently well-constructed figure for the 260, and you'll get stuff that you can add to what you already own to improve it or help you mess around and do different stuff with figures,
Yep,
so that's where it could work.
And real quick before we move on to CMB, Mike says Grogu has a pram that's faster, more agile, and he could use the Force to fight a Mudhorn before he had 2 years of training with Luke freaking Skywalker. And why does he need to travel around in a droid? It's because he gets tired, Mike. He gets a tired little baby. That's all he is, man.
Well, Maggie Simpson already showed he can fly in outer space and fight TIE fighters. So
that's true. That is true. There you go.
Hey, Yoda was also in a hover prim too.
Yeah, he had a hover chair. Yeah, come on now. Ekwan, what's up, dude? I hope you're doing well, man. Great to have you here. But CMB, moving on to you. And as we move on to you, I'm going to bring up these awesome, and shout out, as always, guys, to Reagan from MRC Collection Ventures, because he took these fantastic photos at Secret Base for us. CMB, what's your thoughts on this set, man? And same question for you. Do you think this is a step in the right direction for Hot Toys? And do you think this is a sign that they're going to continue to listen to fans more? And is this something you're going to end up picking up?
Honestly, I don't want to say that they're listening to fans, because you have to realize that these products are put into research and production anywhere from a year to 3 years before they announce it. So, I mean, to say that they're listening to fans, it's a stretch, because these were thought of, even minimally a year before the announcement. But realistically, it was probably 2 to 3 years, because any business that produces products, that's usually the cycle rotation. For every product that you release, you put it into pre-production, whether it being prototypes, research and development, all that. You put it in, minimum is usually 2 to 3 years in advance. So it's kind of far stretched to say that they're listening to the fans, when this was obviously, like any other product, thought of and put into play way before the show even aired.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I don't really see it as being like fan service. Like I said, what I can see is that as a business, what they did do was they looked at the numbers and saw that, Bo-Katan, maybe the head sculpt with the rooted, that's something new that they just added for the production photos. But I feel like these accessories were just added to save costs for the business, because they were looking at the numbers and saw, well, hey, we didn't really sell well with the original Bo-Katan. And, Paz Vizsla, yeah, he did sell well, but we don't know how well the second version sold. So why, instead of releasing these new figures for season 3, they can just release an accessory for you to add with your figure, which saves them money, because they don't have to pay for resources, materials, PR, production, molds, all of that. Instead, they just give you the accessories and allow you to make your figure from whichever season that you want to portray it. Where the little pieces, like Boba Frick and his crew and things like that, the jetpacks, once again, like Mando, I don't see that being a new Mando. I think that's the Chrome Mando, and all they did was take some of the weathering off of it. And all they're doing is just offering you accessory pieces, because I think, given what's going on worldwide, economic-wise, this is just a way for Hot Toys to save money, but still be able to produce products for the customers. Because it saves them a lot of money to just give you accessories, instead of saying, hey, we're going to make a third Paz Vizsla. Hey, we're going to make a second Bo-Katan. Hey, we're going to make another Mando. For them, that just saves them money.
So you would be surprised, basically, if they went ahead and made more versions of Mando, for season 3, another version of Mando, another version of Bo.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because, I mean, I don't know what's going on at Hot Toys. I'm just saying, like, from a business standpoint, I can see why they did the accessories and why, they announced the accessory pack and things like that. But I'm not saying, no, it's not going to happen, because, I mean, Hot Toys is full of surprises all the time.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Like, I think seeing these accessories, and I mentioned this earlier, it is kind of to me, it's like Hot Toys saying, hey, we're not going to give you the figures, but we'll give you this stuff. So I do think it would be surprising to me as well now seeing this accessory pack if they did put out figures now. The Bo-Katan rooted hair sculpt I find it like challenges my thoughts, because I'm like, why would they just randomly show that, I don't know if it's like, hey, we had this prototype, let's just throw it in and see what people say, It could have been
Yeah, I
just to
mean,
get
like
some
I said,
buzz,
that could have just been something that they made recently because it's not hard for them to take the older head sculpt, make some changes,
Right.
pull the plastic hair off and do a quick rooted job
Yeah.
on that head sculpt just for the sake of the photos to show you something new.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I could see it from a business standpoint that they're just offering the accessories to save themselves money because they too know that they've seen that season 3 didn't do as well, that a lot of
Right.
people were upset. But at the same time, like with a business that produces products, they don't just make up these products 8 months out, 6 months out.
Mhm.
They get word of these figures from the companies that they get licenses from in the contracts. They get word and photos and things of that, like anywhere from a year to 3 years in advance, so that way they have enough time to produce the figure from pre-production all the way to post-production. And I'm not saying it's just Hot Toys, and it's not. It's any company that actually produces a product. They start out years in advance before they actually announce the product, as far as like, oh, this is coming for pre-order, because what they need to do is they keep things on like a revolving door. If they were to make each person wait for each figure, like, hey, we announced this figure, but you're not going to get it for another 3 years because we're just showing you photos, but we haven't actually started anything with it, they wouldn't make as much money as they do right now. So what they do is they treat everything like an assembly line. Like they'll announce, let's just say they announce 3 figures, like they do, a month is usually anywhere from 3 to 4 figures a month. But those were actually planned out years in advance, and they just keep the cycles rotating so that way it looks like they're constantly producing something new, that they just thought of this, and you're getting a brand new item. Obviously, it's brand new, but you're getting something new that they just thought of when this was actually pre-planned way ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's just like it's very interesting seeing like a combination of the things we've seen recently from Hot Toys, and as you said, like right now there's no, and we've said this a lot recently because we've really found out, especially after May the 4th, that like Hot Toys is a different animal this year, and it's like very hard to predict. It's very hard to say one thing versus the other because they're acting and operating very differently right now, and in some good ways and some maybe not so good ways to some people, but overall I think they feel like a stronger company, and I feel like they're putting out, especially recently, stronger announcements and stronger releases. And we talked about earlier Moon Knight, like that could have been one they easily just kind of tossed to the side. So it's definitely good to see overall. But real quick, someone Eclectic asked, does the figure come with the 3 little mechanics? Yes, it does include all 3 of those. If you get the set with the accessories, you do get all 3 of the little mechanics. I love that, little mechanics. And Big Dog Pan asked, do you think tech will go to waitlist heaven soon? Big Dog Pan, I have this thought that Hot Toys is going to continue to push out these Bad Batch figures earlier than expected because they know people want to form that whole crew and they want to capitalize on that hype. So I think Tech and Wrecker are probably going to come out earlier, kind of like Crosshair did. I think Tech and Wrecker are going to come out earlier. So yeah, I would say yes. I would say probably yes. And I know he's already waitlisted on some of the comic shop websites that I frequent. So Jordan asks, why is there an ad before I have to watch? It's like he got monetized. Dude, I need my penny. Click on the ad and give me my penny, Jordan, for the day, please. Jordan says, asks, does Boba Fett throne fit in a DTOF? Yes, it does. Was thinking of getting the throne for my Chrome Mando figure. Yeah, so I actually had mine in my DTOFs before I got rid of him. It does fit, yeah. CMB, did you have any additional thoughts on the actual figure itself before we move on to Chris?
I think it looks good. I mean, I don't got any complaints for it. I'm picking it up from my kid when I showed him and that it does yes, no.
Oh, he's going to love that. That's great
Yeah,
for kid. It's great for me,
exactly
too.
what he said.
Cool,
He was like, I want it because it says yes and no. I was like, great. That's all I'm going to hear.
Hey, man. And it's USB powered, so unfortunately it's not going to run out of batteries on him. You can just have it plugged in the wall and let it rip all day.
The speaker would just blow out before anything else.
Right.
So.
That's gonna be cool though, man. Joshua says his TVA Loki shipped and should arrive tomorrow. Congratulations, dude. That figure looks amazing, and I can't wait to check it out. But all right, moving on, Chris. Last but not least, before we move on to our next topic, Chris, what are your thoughts on the IG-12, and are you going to end up picking it up?
Yeah, I think he looks fantastic, and I think I'm actually going to pick this one up for a couple reasons, mainly because of those accessories. I think a lot of people are picking it up for that reason. At first, I thought that I wasn't going to do anything else in The Mandalorian besides Din Djarin himself. Like, I had no need for all the other stuff. I really connected with Din more than anybody on the show because he was like the main gunslinger.
Right.
But then after seeing this and how it kind of tied into season 3, and now they're giving me a pram, which I missed out on because I got lucky and waited on Mando. I missed out on the mouse droid, like you said, so I'll be getting that with it. And then the bonus is what is it? Nazayan, the Babu Frick species. My wife's obsessed with him. As you can see, we got this little guy from Disney, but once I also told her these have them, now I just have to have them, and I'm just already thinking of all the different places I can throw them in the Force Awakens display or fixing other droids.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty fun
really cool
to do everything. As far as other accessories, like I may use the jetpack and stuff like that for Din. I may not, but I do know that I probably won't need the Paz Vizsla gun. So if you're buying this figure, you could always part with those accessories for people who do that. I know some people like to keep their set together, but for somebody like me who probably wouldn't use it, I'm probably going to part it out.
Yeah, so guys, if you're on the market, call your dibs now. A year down the road, year and a half, however long it takes for this figure to come out, you better hit up Chris. He's going to have that blaster for a small fee of $100. That's where we're setting the price.
I don't think I'm going to go that
$100, guys. So we're going to start the bidding at $100. And OG says the DX25, DX23, what a beautiful figure, and the Vader Luke head sculpt is worth every penny. I actually just got a shipping notification for both of because I got 2 of the DX25s because I'm doing a custom with the other one. So I'm very, very excited to check it out. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it, though, because a lot of people have had really good things to say about it. And good morning to you, and good evening. I guess it's morning for you. Good morning to you, Hot Toy Collector. I hope you're doing well. But great thoughts, Chris. We're going to move on, guys. The rest of the stream, we're just going to do our open discussion on some topics here. This one was a big shocker this week, guys. And honestly, this update from Hot Toys got me to pre-order this figure because initially when I saw, and guys, talking about Oscar Isaac, this is another Oscar Isaac figure. This character, Spider-Man 2099, was voiced by Oscar Isaac. So Oscar Isaac's killing it in the Hot Toy department this year, man. But guys, whether you were interested in this figure or not, I think a lot of us can agree what Hot Toys originally presented us with was very unsightly, and it was really not what a lot of us were hoping for. The joints, you guys have all seen the photos. We talked about it on stream. The joints were very visible. A lot of us were saying, like, well, why can't they put a fabric suit over that and hide those joints, because those joints are very ugly. I'm sure Hot Toys probably looked at the the pre-order numbers and was like, this is not looking too hot. So they went back to the drawing board, and as you can see, the post says, update to newly tailored fabric suit for the Spider-Man 2099 suit. We can argue they should have done this from the get-go. Yes, I agree with that. But I'm very, very happy with this. I'm very excited to see the differences. Now, guys, this is going to come... it's kind of a double-edged sword, because some people may have been like, you know what, I like that it's got this type of body because it's going to be very posable. That fabric suit is going to limit the posability a little bit. So you really have to decide as a collector what you'd prefer. Would you prefer it to look a little bit better and lose some of that posability? Or are you going to be upset that they added this fabric suit? Me personally, I'm over the moon. I'd much prefer a better looking figure versus a highly, highly posable figure. You guys know, and we didn't want to tear into it too much on stream because everybody and their mother was talking about it, but it didn't look very good, the original one. So I don't have much else to say about it other than I'm very excited that they made this change. I will be picking this up. I do have the Miles exclusive on pre-order as well. I'm hoping to see that Gwen Stacy pop up. If not, I'll be hunting down the original one with Spider Pig. But yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a great step in the right direction. This goes back to the question I asked. Do you think Hot Toys is listening to customers? And I think you can argue for this one. It's a little bit of a business. And I like that Cigars brought up the business end. We got to kind of steer ourselves in that direction as well because they are a business at the end of the day. But I think it's part business and part collector outcry. Because we've seen that before, right? With the Mark 85 Tony Stank head sculpt. A huge outcry of complaints. The Pattinson as well. And we saw recently they updated the Pattinson tremendously. So I think this is a great sign, guys. And I think this is going to be, and Peacemaker, let's not leave out Peacemaker, who got a complete makeover. This is another Peacemaker situation, guys. I think this is really going to propel those pre-orders because a lot of people are really loving this movie. I have not seen it yet. Definitely am going to see it in theaters before it's out of theaters.
What are you waiting for?
It's time, dude. I saw The Flash. I got that out of the way. That was priority number one. Now I'm going to see Across the Spider-Verse. So I will probably see it hopefully this weekend.
They've done it a lot. They did it with the Nightmare Batman coat as well. They learned from their first release as well.
Yeah.
Connor's going to be too busy to run. He's got to go see it this weekend because he's going to be too busy being there day one for Dial of Destiny.
I won't be there day one for Dial of Destiny. I will be seeing it in theaters, but I won't be there day one. Hot Toys Collector says there will always be complaints. Facts. Collectors will never be satisfied. Wait till they release more photos for the figure. End of the day, collectors are going to be full. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
more facts.
And like I mentioned, some people were like, well, I wanted the fully posable version. I pre-ordered it because I wanted that. So you can't please everybody. But at the end of the day, I do think this is the correct decision. They should have done this from the get-go, and that's just my opinion. And again, I know a lot of people were slamming on this figure, and that's why. So
that's why I got into it too, for the realism.
Yeah, and this is gonna and I know it's based on a animated movie, but still, when people were making the comparisons to like the cheaper 6-inch Marvel Legends figure, it had a lot of those qualities with those visible joints and stuff. So it's great to see them separating themselves and kind of trying to step up and meet customers' demands because, you know, for $250, it shouldn't look so cheap, you know, and that's just my thought on it. But if anyone else would like to share their thoughts on this update from Hot Toys, obviously we haven't seen it yet, but
I said day one. I believe I was on this stream and geeking out when I said, you know, this was a big L, and the way to fix it would be literally just add a fabric suit over the body, and you would get collectors wanting to pick it up. And, you know, this is what they did exactly like I said. They're just adding a fabric suit over the body, you know, and it's going to bring the pre-orders in. Like, I honestly think the reason they updated this was because they probably sent their spies out through Hong Kong and we're trying to figure out, well, how come there's only 4 people in line for this figure?
Right.
Why are the lines not going out across the street?
Where are all the Toys Wonderland old people pre-ordering this figure?
Exactly. You know, why do we only got 4 kids in line for this figure? What the hell's going on? And then they probably took to the forums. You got to remember, like, we're their secondary market, regardless of, you know, this movie did well and is doing well in Asia as well, but we are Hot Toys' secondary market. Their first is always going to be China, you know, and Asia, and basically, you know, where they're headquartered in Hong Kong and China and things like that. So I'm assuming they were checking the forums throughout, you know, Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, China, all the Asian collectors forums, trying to figure out, you know, why is there really no buzz for this? And they probably saw that people were upset, saying, you know, you've put fabric Spider-Man suits on every figure before. Why did you stop with this one?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And I think what I'm hoping for, I know you're talking, a lot of people are concerned about articulation being sacrificed. If you look at Into the Spider-Verse, Miles and Gwen, they don't really lose articulation. I mean, they have amazing posability. So I could see them using the same type of material as far as Miles Into the Spider-Verse suit to actually still be able to get full articulation and posability without having to sacrifice. You know, you're getting the best of both worlds. You know, you're going to get your posability, but they're also going to add a material suit over it that basically appeases most of the complaints that people are going to have as far as this figure is concerned. Right. I mean, this is something that me and Mr. Mom discussed in lengthy detail yesterday and today, that things about 2099 and adding, the addition of the fabric suit and, why did Hot Toys decide out of nowhere to just update this figure? And, we both came to the agreement that they probably were wondering why there was nobody in line in Hong Kong for this figure. Like, why did they not get the pre-orders that they were hoping for? They've seen that the movie was doing well worldwide, so why didn't they get the same love? And my only thing is like I said, they probably had like 4 people in line for it. It was like, yeah, we need to fix this.
The numbers had to be very low to get such a response. Because, I mean, to be fair, people do complain about almost every release in some fashion. So it's like, it's not only normal. That, obviously, that got them to do it,
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like we could sit here and say, oh, Hot Toys is listening to us. Like I said, we're their secondary market. We're not in the States. We're not much of a concern to them. They don't really care if we complain. They care if their main market complains. If their main market complains enough, that's when they're actually going to do the changes. Yeah. So I could see that we, as an entire community in the States, might have had a small percentage of them changing this, but I guarantee you there was a huge outcry in Hong Kong and throughout the Asian collector community that this figure looked cheap. Why didn't you put a fabric suit on it? And that's what made them say, you know what? Look at the pre-order numbers. We're not getting much, even for the States as well. So we need to make this change because it's not just our market, it's our secondary market that's also complaining. So we need to do something about this.
Yeah, that is true. And it makes sense. But I do think that this is definitely a positive change for sure. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. But I'd be willing to bet it looks way better. It has to, with the fabric suit covering up all those joints. They do great jobs on these suits. They have for years on the Spider-Man suit. So I think it's going to look really good. Oilers this is a comment towards me. He says, I've seen Across the Spider-Verse twice and just bought the soundtrack yesterday. The song over the end credits, it's amazing. What the 2099 are you waiting for? I know, dude. I'm going to go see it. But yeah, the first one had such a great soundtrack, dude.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered the Steelbook 4K, and you still haven't even seen the movie, and I've already gone ahead and got
I'll get there eventually. I'll drag myself to theater. Again, the Flash was a priority for me. Once I got that out of the way, I'm like, okay, now I can make time for Across the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, so Sean and I are in the same boat. We'll be the slow pokes together.
Did Lane
oh my gosh,
see it?
I don't know if they're interested in seeing it. Lane, are you interested in seeing Across the Spider-Verse?
I still haven't gone to seen it yet, but I hadn't seen the first one. Like, Miles Morales is not my favorite Spider-Man. My favorite Spider-Man is Peter Parker. I want to see, but this one I've heard really good things out of, and I am a big fan of Spider-Gwen, so I might end up eventually going to see it. But
yeah,
you got to understand
him one better.
Do him one better.
I'm a comic guy.
I've never seen the first one or the second.
Well, I haven't seen the first or second one either. So
he's like, I'll do you one better. I haven't seen exactly what you haven't seen.
I think you two should go outside and fight over.
I mean, I
do too.
I tried watching it. I can't.
Well, it's one of those things where it's weird is for me for Spider-Man is that I've seen so many different like incarnations and versions of the character, obviously, because I'm a little bit older over the decades and stuff. I read the Ultimate Spider-Man that had Miles Morales in it for several years. So I like the character. I just, I don't know if the art style for the movie is exactly
your cup of tea.
Different to me. However, that is not an excuse for not having seen this movie series yet, because I've had a lot of people tell me it's like, it doesn't matter if you don't necessarily care for how the characters in the comics. This is like, it's the name Miles Morales, but this is these creators' own take on the character.
Well, look what Oilers is telling you. He's going to be your second favorite Spider-Man after this film.
Oh.
And that he bumped Scarlet Spider to number 3. So I don't know,
well,
man.
I mean, yeah, so I have her. It's one of those things where I feel like this is a trilogy I will watch after it's already been out on like home video or something like that and watch all of them together. That's what it feels more like for me, where I can see the whole story. Because I've heard the ending to this movie is terrible. Like, I heard that and almost automatically I just went, because it's like, they're like, it's not an ending because it's really an A and B side to the same movie. Even though I was like, is this movie like 2.5 hours long? And they're like, yeah, but every movie's like 5 hours long now. So it's something I want to see, but I actually love Spider-Man 2099. Like I love the old comic version of Spider-Man 2099. So like seeing that I was still, even despite hating the joints and all that of this,
It's a cool looking figure. It really
it was still something I was thinking about just because I like Spider-Man 2099. Now I know probably buying the other figure, the older one, the dark suit and stuff.
I just love how bright this one is.
But I like the more animated take to it.
And it's got the head sculpt, the animated
and I like the
sculpt,
Miles, and I like the Gwen figures. You know, the older ones and stuff.
You must be talking to doofuses, Lane.
Well, I'm guys who are my age who read comics, man. You know, we're in our 40s, so we're like old. I mean, they're mostly the ones who are complaining about the comics, like sucking for years.
All I gotta say is, if you like Miles, everybody needs to thank Donald Glover, because it was him.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I watched, you know, Hawkeye was because the actress who voices Spider-Gwen was playing Kate Bishop. That was the original thing that got me to watch the series.
That's Chris's. That's his. One of his favorite actresses.
Oh, I think she was great. Like I think the series is all right. Like I think it's like a B series overall. But I thought she was really good as Kate Bishop, even though she's not. Fortunately, I think is an improvement. She wasn't exactly like the comic version of Kate Bishop. You know, she was her own thing. But they're doing this. I think that's great. Like for this figure, trying to do that, because I understand when I saw $250 for that figure, I was like, I don't know. This looks like it should be a Mando figure when they were charging like $180.
Yeah, and that's what people were saying. I think it was Matt said Mando 2099 no more, but
Hey, speaking of Mando, check out that Skeletor.
Yeah,
I'm picking that up.
Yes, there is a Mando just put up their pre-order for Skeletor, and I know Mando. I think CMB, they probably did that timed exclusive like they usually do.
Yeah,
with all the extra accessories.
You got till June 30th.
It's got like 3 different head sculpt. It's got 3 different skelly head
I'm
sculpt.
getting it because, you know, got to pay homage to my 80s villains.
Yeah, and CMB, isn't the head sculpts actually like you move the jaw for them and everything too? Can't you?
Except for the OG head sculpt that they threw in from the original Skeletor 80s figure, where it's got that goofy looking skeleton face. That's the only one that the jaw doesn't actually open and close.
But see, like to me, that's cool. It's just I personally just think like those figures, the Masters ones, work better in a smaller scale than the new ones. Because the joints always.
I just want Skeletor. I don't care for He-Man or any. I mean, I did miss out on Trap Jaw because I like Trap Jaw, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take Skeletor and add him to my 80s villains display.
Moose Stream says he's watching and listening on his phone and watching. There you go, dude. It won't load the stream. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know why that's happening. I'm not sure. Did anybody else have any more thoughts on 2099 Spider-Man, these updates, before we move on to the next?
No, I have more questions about He-Man with CMB, though.
What's up?
Hey, did you ever collect those Sideshow quarter scale figures or statues?
With He-Man? No.
The fit scale ones are amazing by PCS, or not PCS, Tweeterhead.
Tweeterhead makes really good ones. I do like the Tweeterhead ones.
And they took over the license for Sideshow.
Yeah.
What I would tell you,
Tweeterhead Skeletor is really nice.
Yeah. What I would tell you, you know, Hot Toys Nightmare, because I know you don't really do statues too much. What you might want to think about, even though it is expensive, it's like $1,000 or $900, something like that, is that they have done a Battle Cat and He-Man that is supposed to be coming out at some point later this summer, early fall. It is 1/6 scale statue of them together. It is amazing looking. And Tweeterhead said yesterday night during the stream on BCS that I guess they are working on doing a Skeletor.
That would be awesome.
So
see, I have
so you could they would go perfect possibly against each other. Anyway, sorry, Connor. Didn't mean to carry on.
Moving on.
Why you hate on He-Man and Masters of the...
No. I just want to talk about Supergirl, guys.
Well, technically, you didn't even allow me to talk about 2099.
Well, because you said no, but I do have a question about He-Man. So I was like, all right, we'll move on to Supergirl. So, Sean, we're going to let you talk about Supergirl.
Okay. Yes,
Sean,
the actress is very attractive. I think she did an exceptional job.
They
she
like
did
this.
do an acceptable. And guys, we're not gonna no spoilers, by the way. We're not gonna say any spoilers, so don't worry. But I think she did a fantastic job in the role. Her suit looked freaking awesome, and you can see that kind of portrayed here. You can kind of see some of the suit here. Obviously, it's a bit of a tease, but Sean, what do you think the likelihood of this coming out is? And is this something you would pick up? I know I would personally pick it up because, again, I think she did a great job, and I love how the suit looks. And I can only imagine having her next to her. It was her cousin, Kal-El. I think she would look really, really cool with him. So I would love to see this figure come to fruition. Obviously, sometimes with these teases, nothing happens from it. But I will say, hopefully this isn't like a Photoshop trick, because this cape, if it's that wired, I'd be pretty hyped.
Yeah, I mean, it does look wired. I'm actually surprised it already hasn't been out yet.
Yeah.
That it's already been announced.
Peyton was saying tonight, dude. Peyton's calling it. He said tonight, super cakes. I love that. That probably came from Nate.
Yeah.
That had to be
I'm curious because I want to know how it's going to happen and when, what the price point's going to be. If she's going to come with 2 head sculpts.
Oh, yeah, she could come with 2 head sculpts. I know
Yeah.
exactly why you're saying that, Sean.
And,
And they've done it in the past, kind of.
what other accessories she'd come with.
Maybe an alternate outfit, Sean?
Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but I think there could be a different outfit.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah. I also think this is like, I agree with CNB. It's like, and Mr. Mom, we've all talked, we've addressed how this is really the big final DC movie, even though we have Blue Beetle coming and we have Aquaman 2. But this is like the major anticipated DC movie. And, I want to see this happen and other characters from that movie.
Right, like a last hurrah for DC for a while. I agree.
My concern is, if they go back in the vault for other things, they're only going to touch stuff they've already touched. They're not going to give us characters that we don't already have. Or, so I'm really expecting a lot out of this movie because I do, as much as I want Hot Toys to go back and start doing other things, I don't think they're going to give us what we want, like a Two-Face, or not. I'm sorry, not a Two-Face, but like a Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah.
or
Scarecrow.
any of the League of Shadows,
Yeah.
to include his bodyguard,
That's a third
the
party.
Nurse
figure.
Joker, things like that, or even go back and give us 92 Catwoman. What was his name in 89 Batman? Bob.
Bob, yeah.
I would love Bob.
Bob the henchman. Hey, maybe Mars Toys, dude. Mars Toys has been really blessing us with the DC figures. I mean, Catwoman, the Returns Catwoman we're getting from Mars Toys. So you never know, dude. Maybe he'll go. I know a few people have been on the Facebook page asking for Bob, so you never know. That
And,
might be our chance.
I mean, I want to say more about this, but I can't because I'm going to go into spoilers.
Yeah, and we're not gonna. There's not gonna be an in-depth conversation. I was just curious if you guys would pick this up if they did it, and if you think it's possible that's gonna happen.
I would.
And- Yes, Mars Toys is the goat. Come on now, Mars Toys is the goat. And by the way, what's up, New? New says I need a Kravitz Catwoman. New, I have a feeling that Mars is going to do that too. I mean, he's done the Penguin, he's done the Riddler. I think he's going to go down the line. He knows that there's a lot of holes that need to be filled in terms of figures that people want from
I
all the
think for
Batman
the first
films.
Batman movie, the Catwoman train is past, unfortunately, at this point.
I think. Are you talking about the Batman?
Yeah, the Batman. I think
Even for
getting
third
one from the
party?
first one. No. I mean from Hot Toys. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
all, like, the
I
first
wouldn't
party.
say for the Batmobile. I still think there's hope for that, but for figures, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say that's more of the whenever the hell it ever finally comes out, the Batman 2, because she's going to be in that. They've already said she's going to be in that movie, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe it'll be a slightly different look or something.
She will. Matt Reeves even said that the reason she looked the way she did in the first one was because it was just her being, the thief, and she hasn't embraced the whole Catwoman yet.
Or
And
their
that
actual like
he
full
said
suit
part
and everything.
2, when it's either part 2 or 3, we're gonna see her again. But when we do see her again, that's when we're gonna actually see her take on the Catwoman persona, like her actual, what she's known for in the comics. So we'll actually see a new outfit and everything. That's why we just saw like the beanie and the way it kind of looked cheap. He said it was basically like building up to her, like how Batman just had he's new, so his suit still looks kind of like it's makeshift, put together here, bits and pieces. It's the same thing with her. He said as we progressed, either I don't know if she's coming in 2, but I do know that he said that the next time when we see her return, she will have basically come into the whole evolution of her becoming Catwoman. So she'll have the full-on Catwoman outfit the next time we see her.
Well, I think she's already been cast in part 2, though.
Okay, well that's why I said I'm not. That's why I said I didn't want to say that she was 2 for sure, but I do know that he said she was returning. I don't know if she's going to be in 3 or not, but I do know that she's supposed to make her return, and he said the next time we see her, he's doing this whole evolution thing, so we'll see her, garnering more of the Catwoman look.
Well, I mean, it's a family business now with the movie since she had Pattinson's baby.
I guess so.
Right on the Batmobile.
It's like
I guess
we know in 15 years who's going to be playing Damian Wayne now.
Oh my God,
God, Jesus!
You're really going into the future.
No, that's Talia's child with Bruce.
I know, but they're gonna change it. They're gonna make it
just to fit with the family.
They did that.
Batman did in the comics. Batman and Catwoman did get married, so obviously, and they do have a kid together. So
no,
Batman's got multiple babies with multiple women.
Yeah, well, CMB. I mean, Batman Brave and the Bold had Damian, but it was Bruce and Selena Kyle, not. That's how.
I'm just going off the original. Like,
yeah. But I'm saying they had already in another thing and switched that around, even if it didn't make any sense.
Oh, I like that twist. Get it? It'll be a vampire baby because Robert Pattinson.
No, that's a Batman. They introduced Nocturna, the vampire.
Well, I mean, there is that whole the comic run DC versus vampires.
Jordan, that better have been a Robert Pattinson reference, because if so, you get 30 Hot Toys Hotline dollars. They're redeemable on absolutely nothing, but you get 30 of them.
I want to stay with the whole Kravitz thing, right? If Hot Toys is just looking at the sale of all the Batman from the Batman, if it does well, I mean, there's such a gap there. There's a possibility they could start going with more stuff from the Batman movies, but I don't know. I mean, I would like to see more from it, and I still haven't given up on the Batmobile either, or the end Starfighter.
It's fresh, dude. The Batmobile's fresh.
Keep
we
the
just
faith.
Saw the prototype
Keep the
for the
faith.
first time. Come on now, that
Faithful
prototype's
are
new,
always
baby.
rewarded. Remember that the faithful shall be rewarded.
I think actually Nate Nate had a comment on one of the posts we were looking at today, and I missed it. I wanted to show it because it was him putting his whole like, there are those that said, but
remain faithful.
For this, I guess. Do we think? What do you guys think is more likely? We actually get the figure, or we get Shazammed?
This is more.
We
likely
ain't getting
than
no
Shazam.
Shazam.
Dude.
This figure is more than likely.
Way more likely than Shazam.
Hey,
I said, are we getting her or are we getting Shazammed?
I want both. I think we're getting her, definitely.
I think this one. I agree with Sean and CMB. I think Hot Toys is really going to go hard on this movie because they know
the Flash is falling down and can't get up.
Yeah, because the Flash still is like fan favored. Like if you look at the fan ratings, I know in the box office it's not doing as nearly as good as they expected.
Box office bomb, but as far as audience ratings, it's really up there.
Right. So audience ratings will determine who buys figures, right? Because that means the fans.
All I'm gonna say is, look what happened with the Suicide Squad. Where
but Warner Brothers is scared because they know the box office is bad because they already announced the pre-orders for Flash like last week.
Yeah.
For the movie, they're already putting the pre-orders out. Like they're trying to make as much money as they can for this.
Yeah. Sorry.
I agree with Matt.
I was just gonna say, and yeah, I mentioned this earlier, and that's the kind of the like Lane said, are we gonna get Shazammed? It could happen. It certainly could happen. And again, guys, we're gonna move on. I don't want to spend too much time because it's hard not to talk about this without spoilers. And The Flash is one of those movies I certainly do not want to ruin for anybody. But if you haven't had a chance to go see it, I highly recommend it. I certainly think it was a good film. Was it perfect? No, especially in the CGI department.
Oilers
But
got it nailed.
Yeah, for
Oilers
me,
had
the
it nailed for
story
me.
was great. The CGI
it's
is
terrible.
what killed it.
It
for
was
me.
grotesque in some
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah. Oilers nailed Nate there. I think he
Said
built it
Nate is a
down.
meme of himself now. He's evolved in his final form, become a walking Gundam.
We need to
hat
send
made
that
of
to
cake.
Nate because I think
Hey,
he
it's a
could only
Gundam
agree.
hat lined with another hat. Get it right.
Exactly. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he's double hatting it. He's double hatting it. Made of cakes with a sign that says there are those who said it.
Someone
he
needs
probably
to
says
send
that to his
him.
boss.
Yeah.
He's like plane crashes on the runway and Lane's like, there are those that said this would never come.
Ooh, this guy. Did you notice in the pictures? I think they put this backwards. They had police robot and one of the other ones that said robot police.
I did not see that, but I want to say this, guys. For me, and I'm actually going to jump to CMB on this one first. I think this is one of the most exciting third-party announcements of the year, for me personally. And the reason I say that is, and I was talking to CMB about this the other day. This figure is $225, guys, and I should say these figures are $225 because you get 2 bodies and 3 head sculpts for $225. And Chris knows I've been really thinking about pulling the trigger on the Hot Toys one for a while, and I got to be honest, I ditched the Hot Toys one for this. The Hot Toys one still looks pretty good, but this one is just going to have much more updated paint apps because obviously it's a way newer figure. But also it comes with 2 bodies, and to be able to have that motorcycle jacket look and to have the bullet hole look with the hole in the head sculpt, it's a no-brainer for me. For $225, 3 head sculpts, 2 bodies, sign me up. I already pre-ordered it through Kit. And for those of you who haven't used the coupon, and guys, I will address, we have to talk about the Off the Racks coupon towards the end of the stream. I will address that at the end of the stream, so don't worry. Because I know some people had questions in the Facebook group chat. If you have not already, use code HOTLINE through 16kit to get $10 off your order and save yourself $10. It doesn't benefit me in any way other than saving you guys money. But yes, guys, this is such an incredible set for $225. I just actually put up a review of the Present Toys T800, the clean version, because the battle damage version isn't out yet. And I enjoyed that figure very much. It's not perfect, but I do enjoy it. So this was a no-brainer for me. You guys know I love Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is one of my favorite films of all time. And to see more love for this film, whether it's third-party or officially licensed, as long as it's done well, sign me up. So this is really cool. I'm getting it. I love the amount of stuff that he comes with. And for $225, it's a no-brainer. And I think the sculpts, and guys, I could accurately say, because, you know, Chris and I, is Chris leaving? Chris?
No, I'm leaving. I gotta go.
Oh, Sean is leaving. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go get my kids, so they just text me.
So, Sean, take care, dude. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, check out the Hot Toys Nightmare link in the description and drop many times in the chat. Thank you so much, Sean, for being here. Take care, my friend.
All right,
I love your bearded.
Have a good night. Drive safe.
Take care.
Take care.
choices.
Take care. But Chris, what I was saying is, I think you and I are kind of a bit more of an authority on the likeness on this figure because we recently met Robert Patrick a couple months back. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously we met a bit of an older version of him, but I think it looks pretty good, man. I think the likeness is pretty good on these head sculpts. And you do have the Hot Toys one, so you can kind of attest to that. But I think it looks good, man. But CMB, and we were kind of talking again. We were talking about this a little bit when it first dropped. But what are your thoughts, man? And I know you were kind of on the fence, but you're like, oh, dude, I kind of have to get it for the price and what it comes with. Did you make your final decision on whether you're going to pick this up or not?
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna get it.
Dude, it's hard not to, right?
Yeah, like I told you, the only thing that was kind of iffy was, like, for me, the head sculpt was, you could tell it's him, but it's almost like they made an older version of him compared to how young he was in this movie. You know, because you can see all these wrinkles and stuff in his forehead and stuff. But I mean, you know, after weighing it out, I mean, even with Kit, after you do your NRD, you're only paying $190 when this figure comes home.
That's
so
crazy.
$190 for 2 figures. I mean, I don't know if the original Hot Toys one had the magnetic body. I don't think it was was it with the so that way you could add the liquid metal bullet holes? I think it was like what, Velcro or sticky.
Chris, are those magnetic on the Hot Toys version?
They're magnetic.
They're magnetic. Okay, so they're basically using the same thing as Hot Toys. Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're getting you're getting 2 bodies, the 3 head sculpts. You know, you're getting, obviously his walkie-talkie, the gun, the MP5, the cop helmet with the shades. And when you look at the one when he's got the shades and the helmet on, it looks dead on like Robert Patrick from the movie.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
that
And they
looks-
did a good job on the chin.
yeah.
I think a lot of the third-party sculpts I've seen, they mess up his chin. He's got a very distinct chin shape.
So I mean, that right there looks definitely like him. And the way I want to do him was when I talked to you was I want to have him pose like this, and then the other one obviously with the bullet holes and the busted out face, so that way you get both forms. His normal cop form and then his battle damaged T1000, which I think will go good because I have, like you, the Present Toys Arnie clean version, and I have the battle damage coming, so I can literally put the clean versions together and the battle damage versions together.
Yeah. It's going to be good, man. I can't wait. And I'm doing the same thing as you. I have both of them, so I'm going to make it work to have sets of 2 together. I can't wait for that battle damage version to start shipping. But I think it looks good, dude. I really do. And Present Toys is killing it, man. Just like Mars Toys, these third-party companies are really coming out to play. And Chris has actually busted out his Hot Toys version, which it definitely looks a little soft, but overall I think it still looks pretty good to today's standards. I think it's pretty nice, man. I've seen it in person. It looks pretty awesome. Yeah, your camera just got really blurry out of nowhere. He's trying. Technical difficulties. Here, let me unmute you. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. So, yeah, I mean, was the likeness perfect on the Hot Toys version? Not necessarily, but I think overall it looks pretty good. There you go, guys. That's the Hot Toys version if you haven't seen it. And by the way, Chris,
what year did that come out, Chris? Do you know?
Chris, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at them. I want to say 2010. I could be completely wrong.
It is an older figure. I think you're probably right around that time. But it looks good. Chris, I'm guessing
it's hard to
not...
capture on camera, but he does have paint apps and skin texture. Like it looks incredible to me. I think it's still a very nice figure. I still think though, with the updated technology in terms of paint, I think this one will look a little bit more fresher in the face. But overall, no, the T1000. I mean, I told you, Chris, and you knew I was looking for that one for a while. I was considering it for a while, so this is kind of a godsend for me. Got a sign by Robert as well.
Yeah, so that's a second signed figure in his collection.
Yes, sir.
2010. Thank you, Tony. Tony confirmed that for us. 2010.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and this is Peacemaker's dad. It's funny, Peyton, because when I went to meet Robert, because Chris and I went to the same event but separate times, he was asking everybody if they had seen Peacemaker. He was really excited to talk about his role in Peacemaker, so he was asking everybody about it. Yes, Peacemaker's dad. But yeah, Chris, would you at all consider getting this one just to get the second cop look out of it, or are you happy with what you got?
So I have been thinking about buying a second body so that I could put that outfit on it, because I have the helmet and everything like that too, and the glasses. I'd consider picking this up just so I could do the cop and maybe make a custom when he's frozen. I've seen people do that, like frozen look.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of want to see some in-hand stuff, though, to be honest. I want to see what the tailoring's like in person, his height, because I know Hot Toys know it, and basically seeing the attachments that he comes with. I know so far Hot Toys is more detailed, like when his arm right there goes into the sharp liquid metal, you get colors of his shirt kind of popping through. I could actually pull some out. You kind of get it's fading from the liquid metal.
They did kind of do it here. You could see it there. They did kind of do it here.
But I mean, on the finger too, it could have there. Yeah, that's about the same. The finger though could have been a bit different.
Yeah.
I do like that if I did get this, I'd get a new white shirt because the Hot Toys one was prone to yellowing and mine definitely did, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing it.
Look who it is. What's up, Monica? Monica said, pre-order 2 of these to go with the Hot Toys I have to get all the looks. There you go, dude. One is good for me because I like what Cigar said.
See, they're all like magnetic.
Yeah, let me pull you up right here.
All these pieces,
yeah,
they're
the
all.
little
Oh yeah,
grips.
look at that.
Yeah, they're all magnetic. I'm trying to see, I got his pants in here too. But yeah, here's one of the.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Definitely for a figure from 2010, though, it's definitely really, really cool. And I imagine, let's be
And
real.
then here's that finger one.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It just like blends his finger like into the metal, and I feel like it. I don't. It may be a direct recast.
Well, I was
it.
about to say, I'm sure that they had it in hand. I mean, to be fair, when I'm looking at this, I kind of see they did the same thing here, where they blended the skin into the metal.
Also, do the glasses look black on there? Have you seen close-ups? Because they're kind of chromy. They're the aviators. They're supposed to be like a chrome.
Yeah, they look
color.
black to me.
I mean, it's no big deal. You can.
They do have a bit of a reflection in them. I don't know if it's just the photos, if they are chrome, but it looks black to me in the photos. But
Still does the part, but
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I got this guy up on the channel if anybody wants to see, better than my freaking camera here.
Yeah.
I
So
did
yeah, go check it out.
unboxing of
Go
them.
check out the review, guys, if you want to see a more in-depth. Because, we can only show so much on the webcam because it gets a little blurry sometimes. But, guys, that is going to wrap it up. As always, thank you so much, everybody, for being here and hanging out with us on this fine Thursday evening. If you have not already, on your way out, please drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, guys, as I mentioned in the beginning of the stream,
that's the one we don't get.
that
with
one's
Present
dope.
Toys.
I actually thought
We don't
about
get the
grabbing
split.
one of those from
Yeah.
eBay or something. Yeah, as always, guys, if you haven't already, check out the channel. I did drop 2 reviews this week, so I dropped the review on Scarlet Witch today. And actually, we just talked about it briefly. I dropped a review on the Present Toys T800, the clean version, the Present Toys Future Warrior. So check that out if you're interested in seeing what that figure is like, especially if you're interested in this T1000. I know 12-inch Moose Stream said he grabbed the T1000 already as well, so I'm glad to hear that because I think it's a really cool set. Lane is obviously in love with his Scarlet Witch. It's such a cool figure.
No, this head sculpt, man. Like, I know it wasn't, but this head sculpt to me, it's not going to focus probably because I'm behind it. My camera's trash. But this is awesome. If you want to look to the figure and everything, you cannot go better than this. Like, you were talking about modern technology being done. There you go.
Yep. For sure.
Although, I got to say, I know you showed off that Maleficent one, not too long ago you got in. Even though that one's a couple of years old now, that head sculpt for Angelina Jolie is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a little soft because it is an older figure, but it's pretty nice. Guys, and as I mentioned earlier, maybe the 300th member is going to win something. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, what are you doing? We're having a great time in there. And certainly if you're in the Facebook group and you haven't joined the chat yet, we're having a blast in the chat. So definitely check it out. Thank you so much, Tony, and everybody else for being here. I very much appreciate it. Take care, Big Dog Pound. Everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Chris, the Collecting Madness. Chris, I know you just recently uploaded some videos. What did you recently upload to the channel? What you got going on?
I got the Geonosis Battle Droid up there. I got Marty McFly and Einstein up on there. Loki is got to go up at some point, so I'm thinking of doing him. He might be up sometime this week or next week. And then you and I don't know if you want to tell the people yourself, but we both got our DeLoreans, so that's coming up, and we're thinking of doing a collaboration video on that, unboxing our DeLoreans together, seeing if they're broken. And
yeah, that's got to be the most wonderful thing, looking at that huge. It's just for going how much box space that I am giving away for that piece, and just going, now I just got to hope it's not like in 3 pieces or something like that as soon as I touch it.
Yeah, so
although Mario got his El Professor and he didn't have a problem with his.
Nice. Yeah, so Chris and I, it's gonna be it's gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna do like a double unboxing. We have we have already peeked in our boxes and quickly looked over everything, and it looks pretty good. But we're gonna do a full unboxing together. We're gonna have both our DeLoreans together. We're probably gonna do it on my deck outside, natural light. I think it'll be fun. So I look forward to doing that. It's gonna be a fun time.
But will you guys also have Back to the Future 2 Back to the Future figures to put with it?
I do.
You probably will.
Yeah, you will. I won't, because you're not insane, Chris, to go spend like $500 on those.
Oh no!
I'm gonna wait and see if
Thankfully,
they
I got a
were
very fair
2.0.
deal from. Shout out to Mila Snyder. If you guys know, you know. Real
They're
quick,
sitting
thank
right
you
back
for
there.
reminding me. I need to end the poll. So, guys, 77% of people think Hot Toys is listening now. So, I hope that's the case because I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I think the communication is great. I'd love to see that. So. And once again, I'm really excited to see that 2099 Spider-Man figure. And I hope that you're right, Peyton. I hope that tonight we see Supergirl come out because I would love to see the announcement for that figure. Because I think it's going to look pretty awesome. Yes, the
Awesome.
Mega Powers unboxing.
I gotta get a body for this thing too. I forgot
I'm gonna
about
do a
that.
shameless plug. You can catch me tomorrow on Mr. Mom, where we discuss a bunch of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, so check out Mr. Mom tomorrow, guys. The link is in the description as well. Ryan could not make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. And Mary Sullivan said, just opened my DeLorean today. No problems. Congratulations. That's awesome. Mary, you may have won the lottery. That seems to be the trend lately. You win the lottery if you so go buy some lottery tickets now. But that's all, guys. As always, thank you so much, CMB and Lane, for hanging out with us, being such amazing panel members and sharing your very insightful thoughts tonight. We very much appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight, as always.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Everybody in
thank
the
you all.
chat, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Connor.
hanging out with us. Thanks for being here, Chris. And Sean, I know Sean's out of here. Thank you so much once again, Sean, for being here. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. Once again, head on over to everybody's channel. Check out my reviews, guys. I'm back in the game making videos after 2 months. So check them out. There's more to come. Like I said, DeLorean's here. I got a bunch of figures over here I still have to film videos on. So stay tuned. I promise you guys I'm going to keep pumping out videos. I enjoyed my break, but I'm back in the swing of things. So thank you so much for being here, guys. Please check out all the links being dropped in the description. And finally, before we leave, guys, real quick, if you're still here, if you have purchased anything from Off the Racks using the Hot Toys Hotline coupon code, please reach out to either Off the Racks, the Facebook page, or reach out to John Hensley. If you need help finding his page, you can reach out to me on Facebook. There was an issue with the coupon code where it's not applying in the order if you pre-ordered. It works perfectly fine when you place an in-stock order, but for a pre-order, it's not applying the 15 off, so John has to do it manually. So please, if you pre-order, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience, guys, this is something we just figured out about last week. So if you did pre-order anything through Off the Racks, just make sure you reach out to John. He's already adjusted my orders for me, and I know he's done it for a couple other people that reach out to him. But just please reach out to him. Make sure you get that 15 off. He is certainly honoring the coupon code. It was just a system glitch that he's still trying to work out. So for now, please reach out and let him know, hey, I placed X amount of orders. This is my email or whatever if he asks you for that, and then tell him that you just need your orders adjusted. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. As Matt says, thank you everyone for stopping by. Have a great night, Boba, Violet, Big Dog Pound, everybody that hung out with us tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care, everybody. Be safe and enjoy your weekend.